Hey, everybody. Please help me welcome my good buddy Tom. There he is. Oh, I forgot. Well, it's too late.
That's what happens when you get old.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How you doing? All right. How was your birthday?
Birthday was good. I appreciate you and Charlotte filling in for me. You did a great job.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was pretty good.
I listened to it on the way home a little bit, and even though I'm 248 years old, I can still I can still hear it.
I had
That was hilarious. I love that was beautiful, perfectly laid up.
I had a fool with that. I really did.
Let me see if I can get this. Oh, let me just switch. There we go.
Ay ay ay.
Well, what you been up to, man?
I sort of had the week from hell. Just it seems like everything around me is breaking.
Well,
So yeah, just nonsense stuff. And I sort of got into a little bit with my pharmacy about getting some of the medications I'm supposed to be on.
yeah.
Seems like every week I'm driving to the pharmacy.
Well, that's the way it was. That's the way it was happening with me.
I
And
try
it
to.
took me about 2 months to get it straightened out. I called all the doctor's offices and told them. I said, can we get everything on a 90-day instead of a 30-day for
Yeah,
starters? And can we start it on this date?
yeah.
And then I called every one of them and got them to start it on the same date. So I'm in pretty good shape right now.
The,
But
the
it
only
took a couple of weeks.
the only problem I'm having with that is there's something going on. I guess with the internet either around here or with everybody else because I must have got. This is no lie. I must have got maybe 15 or 20 emails about one thing. Okay, then they
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
So they send you a text, then they call, then they send you an email, and it just keeps going on and on and on. So finally, I called, and they got a little snippy with me on the phone. I said, "I'm just two stoplights away from you." I said, "Really don't piss me off, please. I got enough going on in my life. I don't need to." They apologize and stuff like that. But it's just. I can see if somebody who's not completely with it, where they can get panicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so the only good thing about it now is they put me on a deal with my doctor. It's called My Chart, and I can actually send him a message.
Yeah. That's the way I am with Kelsey Siebold.
Yeah,
They've got a pretty good app. Now, I mean, it's almost too good because it goes off so many times during the day that I've learned to ignore it.
yeah. I write up there. So I'm not that sick. I don't need to be seeing everybody every day. So
Well, they remind you that you got an appointment coming up, and then they remind you it's so and so health month, and then they remind you check this and
yeah,
call us if you need anything, and it just goes on and on,
yeah.
probably two or three a day, to
It's
the
great.
point to where my last visit with my endocrinologist, she said, "Did so and so doctor get hold of you?" And I says, "No." She said, They didn't send you any." I said, "No, I haven't heard from them."
Yeah. What
And
part
she
of
looked
Notre?
on her chart on the computer. She said, "Well, it says here they tried to notify you 4 times." I said, "Well, I probably didn't recognize the number, and I thought they was going to save me money on my car insurance." so, I, so I ignored it.
Yeah, I had the one pharmacist. Not no, not a woman. I mean, just I'm not nothing against that, but she was kind of snippy and said, "Well, we just can't be. There's something going on. You just kind of have to deal with it." Well, that's okay. I said, "Let me see how CVS wants to deal with that."
Okay, well, we'll see. My
She said,
bank has problems too.
"Yeah, yeah, exactly."
We'll see how your payment comes through.
I said, first of all, you're barking up the wrong tree. I wouldn't care if, anyway. I got so just and then it's been hot, Grumpus. It's been like
Yeah.
yesterday was 115,
Wow.
and And, I live here, so I mean, that's part of it. But in the same token, oh Jesus, and then you get the you get the messages from the electric company,
Yeah.
and they send us out the messages because we're the only ones who answer them. You know what I mean? Please cut back on your air conditioner. Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Tell me how to do that.
Yeah, 115. I told Marie today, I says, come here, come put your hand on the glass sliding door. I mean, you could almost barely
Yeah.
touch it. That's how crazy it was. Anyway, so
And
let's get to the
you got tenants above you and below you, don't you?
just above me.
Just above you.
Yeah,
So they're taking the beating from the sun before you get a lot of it.
yeah,
So
and the
be
way
glad you're not on the upper floor.
the way we face on the I guess maybe southeast. So I'll get a little bit of sun in the morning, but then the rest of the day
Yeah.
nothing. So it's on the other side of the building. So that helps. That helps a
Yeah.
lot. So all right, let's get to the crux of the matter here. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. How was your birthday? What'd you do?
My birthday was good. Went out and saw. Well, do you really want to know? All right. I, I don't know how to make this story short, but I'll try my best.
Oh no.
So we're in my car, and they're in Beaumont. We're going to Beaumont.
Okay.
And so I'm going to run up 59 to Cleveland, hit 105, and it runs right past where they live, just outside of Beaumont. I get almost to Cleveland. I'm almost to Cleveland, and my car starts bucking a little bit. And it did it for 10 mile or so like that. And I told Vicky, I said, this thing's starting to act a little funny. And she said, yeah, I feel it too. What? And I said, well, it almost feels like transmission, trying to slip in and out of gear. So, we're almost halfway there. And I says, I think we probably need to turn around and get your car. So we're already an hour into it. So we turn around, take the hour and go back, get her car. Well, by the time I get almost home, within a mile or two of home, the engine light comes on.
Oh.
And I thought, boy, this ain't good. So went back, got her car, drove back Beaumont, had a great time, all that. So that was Saturday. And then Sunday, I went out and I thought, well, let me try to reset the transmission memory. And got on YouTube, saw how to do all that, went through all that process. Everything did what it's supposed to do. Took it for a test drive and got up the street, and it was like somebody had pulled the plug on the throttle. The motor was still running, but I had no throttle at all.
Wow.
So I just stopped in the middle of the road and turned it off, give it about 10 seconds and turned it back on. It fired back up normal. I turned around and went back home. Ended up taking it I went ahead and took it in the Mazda dealer because I figured they've got all the test stuff and all the
Right.
tools,
Right.
all that stuff. And, it's got 162,000 miles on it. It had the original spark plugs in it. No record at all of it ever being serviced.
No.
So the only thing I've ever done to it is put tires and oil in it.
Okay.
So ended up doing the spark plugs and the throttle bodies and put it up on the lift and showed me all the rubber that had deteriorated in the front end, loose parts, everything like that. Normal stuff that me and you would take a car in for and spend, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there.
Right.
But very rarely would anybody take it in and have all that done at once.
Right.
So-
Hey, chef.
$5,400 or $4,500 later, I've got it rides like a brand new one now. I mean, we're talking alignments, fluid changes, flushing, new front end parts, stuff, new bushings in the back. So I'm weighing it. Do I want to put the money in this, or do I want to just buy another used car? What I want to do? Well, I went out there on the lot. They had, I drive a CX-5. So they had a CX-5 there. Mine's a 2015. She showed me a 2018. Had 35,000 miles on or something like, no, 65,000 miles on it. It wanted $20,000 for that used car.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, that's nuts. There's no way. She said, well, that's just what cars run now. I says, I just, in the last 18 months, bought a 2024 fully loaded Ultima at 18,000 miles on. I gave $19,000 for it.
Wow.
I said, so, that's 3 years difference on what you're showing me.
Did they have a
I
big
went in
wide?
and told
Did
the
they have
guy.
a big wide tie and a plaid jacket?
Yeah, something like that. So I went in and saw the service guy. I told him, I said, let's just go ahead and do it. So they put me in a loaner car. And loaner car was CX-5, brand new. It had 2,800 miles on it, and it was nice. It was a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Sticker on the window said $35,000. So they had my car a day or two. I took it back, and he asked me. He said, "Well, how'd that new one ride?" I said, "Man, it rode like $1 million." He says, "That's anything you think you'd be interested in?" I said, "Look," I said, "right now my car is worth $5,000. That one out there is 35, and I don't see $30,000 difference in the two." So, but long story short, I got it rides like drives like a scared rabbit. It rides good, no squeaks, no squeals.
Nice.
I feel like I could probably run that thing another 5-10 miles or years.
Right. I keep getting, now my car, since we've been out here, I don't go anywhere. So mine's a 2019. It's a Kia,
Mhm.
And, Kia sold. I don't need no more. Matter of fact, this is the third one I had, brand new. So it's a 2019 I bought brand new. Drove from Florida to here. And I keep getting notices to get it serviced. I don't go anywhere. Okay? So the guy finally calls me and he says, Mr. Garvey, you actually need to get the oil change. He said, because in the heat out here, okay, it'll all, deteriorate and this and that. I said, I'll take my chances. Okay, I said, it's a 2019 and I got exactly 20,000 miles on it. Just turned 20,000
Okay, that's
miles.
great.
Yeah, I said, so, you can take your plaid coat off because you're not selling me nothing.
He asked me.
Unbelievable.
He said, "Wouldn't you like to have a new car?" I said, "Everybody'd like to have a new car." I said, "I
Right.
don't want a payment book."
Right. And see, that's the other thing. I tell them, well, you may be due for new tires. Okay, I said, no,
Yeah,
I'll just rotate them again. Yeah, but they look like they might be dry rot. I said, I'll take my chance.
yeah.
Okay, I says I got roadside service, so we'll deal with it from there. Oh, he said, man, you're a hard nut to crack. I says, that's why I bought that kind of car. Okay, if something goes wrong with it, I can buy another one. You know,
I told the guy, he the guy I was dealing with in the service department. He said, "Well, and when we was done, he said, I appreciate your business, blah 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 blah." And I told him, I said, "Well, because they send you a video now. They'll show you the code. They'll show you the codes, show you what that means, show you
hmm
under your hood. Took me up underneath the car, pointed everything out. And I'm a mechanic. All that stuff was legit.
right,
And I told the guy, I says, well, what sold the deal was your mechanic. As your mechanic was very thorough. He was very descriptive and explained himself very well. I says, he didn't try to sell me a new air cleaner that I just switched out yesterday.
right.
Everybody else always tries to get you on the air cleaner. I said, he pointed out that the wipers looked new, and I just put those on last week. I said, so all the obvious things that everybody always tries to gig you for, he didn't.
Right.
I
Yeah.
said, that made me feel better about everything else.
Yeah.
I said, and the stuff that he pointed out are things that Most of them I could do myself. I said, but I don't think I want to lay on my back under a car for the rest of the summer
Right.
and making 6 trips to AutoZone and my blood pressure and all that crap. I just pulled the trigger and got her done.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. In a way, I'm sorry I asked.
I'm sorry I went through all that.
No, no. I
But
just said,
to answer your question, the
never
birthday
mind.
was great.
Yeah, never mind.
I told I told them before I went out there because, like I said, they were my neighbors for 28 years. What we figured out before I went out there, I talked to his wife the week before, and I talked to him must have talked to him like Wednesday. And I told him, I said, look, I'd love to come out and see your place, come see y'all, 4th of July and all that, but I really don't want a big deal about my birthday. If we could just keep that on the down low,
Yeah,
I'd be glad. I'd love to come out and see y'all.
right,
I don't want to walk in and no big surprise or anything.
right.
So everything was low keyed. Nobody said a whole lot. We had dinner, and he brings out a cake just a little bit bigger than a cupcake. He said, "Well, you didn't want a big deal, so you didn't get a big cake."
That's funny.
He was just perfect.
That's real funny. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I mean, for my birthday in the past, Marie says, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I don't want to do anything." And then that ship sailed.
I usually just want to sit on the deck, fire up a smoker, cooler full of ice and stuff on the other side of my chair,
Yep.
and just enjoy not working, not having to do handyman stuff around the house. Just enjoy the day.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And in hindsight, I mean, you turn around and, well, let's make a big deal. Ah, I could care less.
I've
Just
I've had the surprise birthday parties, and we've
yeah.
we've we've had shindigs at my neighbors next door before they moved. Before, when we were younger, he used to have a big party on his birthday every year. And we'd usually do something on mine, but we all kind of outgrown. I've outgrown it. I don't know about the rest of them.
Yeah. I mean, like Marie says, this year, what do you want to do for your birthday? I says, stay alive. That's what I want to do. Yeah, 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 yeah. I had a little bit of a scare beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Dealing with this type 2 diabetes and having the high blood sugars and stuff like that. So, actually the doctor and I agreed, put me on some insulin. And I've been doing that, and we raised it up a little bit. And then all of a sudden, boom, my blood sugar just dropped down and it's normal, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normal is strange territory, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what threw me for a loop. And what the hell is going on? So, there again, text the doctor and, trying to get the medications and squared away and why they're calling me with different stuff and everything. So he says to me, well, we're gonna continue with the insulin for you for a little bit. He says, and might add, that Manjaro, that Trulicity type, not Trulicity, but Manjaro to it, the whole bit, and that's what did the trick, Grumpus. That's what got me back into it again. But I was so clear headed, and so I felt I was having a heart attack. But we got that squared away, so.
Well, let's talk about last night.
All right.
So, so I told Vicky, I said we need to have dinner done and out of the way in case Tom goes live. So I don't want to miss it. So I shot you an email,
I just seen it
and
tonight.
and and I just went ahead. I checked my emails, and I read the email, and really all I had was a link. So I clicked the link, got everything all going. I'm in Riverside Studio, waiting on the host. And I waited, and I'm piddling around and screwing around with different stuff. And I'm waiting and waiting. I looked up and I've been waiting an hour because I thought, well, maybe he's not going to go live, but maybe he's going to record. So, so I looked over at the email again, and it was from the end of June. The time was right. I just didn't notice the date. So it was an old link.
So,
So I just shut everything down. I went in and told Vicky, I said, well, I feel like an idiot. I said, all dressed up and nowhere to go.
I turned around yesterday and had some stuff going on, in the house, and I said, you know what, to Maria, I said, I think I'm going to go up, you know, and then I got to doing jerking around. Matter of fact, in the bedroom, so we got a new mattress a couple months ago, all right, and it's on the floor, but it's in the bed frame, but on the floor, because it's too high if I put it up onto the bed frame. Okay. I dropped one of my pills
Okay.
and I went to looking for that. And I looked for it. Uncle Steve's in the house.
Hey, Uncle Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I went to looking for that, and you think I could find that thing all over the place? So now it's like maybe a little after 8, and Marie's saying to me, "Are you going to go live?" I can't find this, and I got it. And it's one of the more expensive ones I have, right? I said, no, I'm not going to go. So, I mean, I haven't been jerking around with my phone. Haven't done it. I was so frustrated. So,
Well, I mean, I didn't have anything to do. I was just hanging around. But I just cracked up. I looked over and I give it a double take. And I thought, well, that's from 2 weeks ago.
boy, I tell you what, talk about showing our age.
Oh man.
So after looking for the pill, okay, I'm looking around. I got so mad I pulled the bed down, the blanket and the sheet.
Yeah.
Boo! Up in the air goes the pill. It was never on the floor. But the fiasco was, you want to see me trying to get off the floor. Holy crap.
Well, a couple of those pills I got are teeny tiny, and man, if I drop them down in the carpet, I can't hardly see them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But other than that, we're still green side up, and that's a
Yeah.
where
I
to
mean,
be.
we're live enough to tell the stories.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people look at you strange, but
I'm used to that.
yeah, exactly. Constantly. Boy, my wife is bringing me in some water.
I didn't even hear the bell.
No, I didn't ring the bell. I don't ring the bell no more.
Oh, okay.
You know this, Grumpus? I don't know if you and Vicky are the same way, but it's almost like I could think of something, and she's right around the corner, getting ready to hand me something or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel that all the time. I'll think, man, I wish somebody would fill my Coke, and I hear her walking to the other end of their house.
I told her, if you get any premonitions about me keeling over, let me know ahead of time. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's been hotter than Hades here, and I tell you, whew, man.
So,
The tra-
so I went by Kroger's last week. They had, I guess, for 4th of July. I bought, excuse me, I bought a rib roast for $6.68 a pound.
Ain't too bad.
That was real good. That was a $311 roast, and I got it for $145.
Full rack, full.
The full thing, bone
Oh, nice.
in, bone in.
Wow, I used to pay that for a case.
So I'll probably cut the 2 end bones off for like a 2-bone prime rib, and I'll go ahead and cut the ribs off the center part. Leave a little meat on them so I can grill those,
Okay,
and then
cool.
I'll steak them out.
Yeah, I went to just to the store to get some heavy cream and some other stuff.
Hey, Lance.
Lance is in the house, and I looked at this chuck. This chuck, I think it was 24 pounds. I think it was. It was up there, but I said, let me just bite the bullet on it and get it, cut it up. Then I got it in there for another
Yeah.
month or whatever like that. And I said, nah, you know what? I'm not going to do it. If I bring it home, because my freezer is virtually packed.
Well, mine is too. I'm going to have to make some room for this meat.
But sometimes you just can't see it. Matter of fact, I just started a new thing today that I'm going to be uploading pretty soon. It's through YouTube, but it's a show. They want you to start a new, like a show type of thing. Okay, it's only for people who are monetized and stuff, and you can run it. You can run it as a series. So I did one video today with it, and a lot of legwork, a lot to getting it going, because there's certain things that they want, because this is what they want it for large screen TVs. So it's a new aspect where they're getting away from the phone, they're getting away from the PC. Not all the time, but I guess they're doing a trial run. So I got an invitation sent to try it. And I looked into it and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. Here's my friend, hey D. And so today I did it with a lot of legwork. I was very, very intense to get it right, because they want certain, pixels and stuff like that, which are,
Okay.
it's 1920 by 1080p.
Okay.
And they got all this other stuff for it to fit onto the big screen. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to finish it up tomorrow and see how it goes, and put it up. And we'll do it as a series type of thing.
Okay.
So what they're looking for, the whole premise is, what they're looking for is to have like families sitting down together and watching TV, watching it on. Everybody watches it together.
So it'd be the Tom Garvey Variety Hour.
Basically, yeah. The first one I was a little straight laced with it. All right, how you doing? After that, it's going to be. And I had talked about this a while back, and the reason why I was bringing it up, because I heard something in the pipeline for it, to start a channel, like you, Granny, and a whole bunch, put a channel together and just have people do different. In other words, like NBC or ABC.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And I think that's where it's going. So I'll give it a shot. Let's throw it out there, see what happens.
Something new to try. Why not?
Yeah.
I tried this week. I started setting up my Amazon store. I started to do that a few years back, and I just kind of wandered away from it, didn't finish it up. But I worked on that this week, so I think I'm going to have it ready to just put a link up in my video, because I got a big long list of stuff in my description. But that stuff changes, and I don't want to have all that stuff up there every time. So I'm gonna try setting up the store. Have you had any luck with yours?
A few things. I mean, but no transactions. I mean, and what makes me laugh, Grumpus? It's getting to the point now where I'm like $94 away from 100.
Yeah.
And my views dropped, revenue dropped. I mean, it's just completely craziness. But
Well, I looked on
it's the game.
my last live stream. I think I've got 102 views, and I've made like 23 cents.
And
But I'm close to a quarter, buddy.
can't even use a quarter no more. You know what they told me in the pharmacy the other day? I was digging in my change, looking for a penny. She said, I'm sorry, sir, we've rounded up now. We don't use the pennies no more.
Really? I'll be rounding mine down.
I said, you've rounded up.
Yeah, that's no.
I said,
I'll tell you what's bad. If I want singles or fives, I've got to go inside the bank and get them. ATM machine, tens, 20s, and hundreds. That's all it'll give you.
Yeah. And they're getting away from tens.
And I don't always want to leave a $10 tip. That's why I usually carry cash, is so I'll have some tip money.
So where I live, they have these two machines that filter the water.
Yeah.
Okay, and they charge 25 cents a gallon. So we got these water jugs. Okay, that we've had, and Marie, I call Marie Gunga Din, because
She got one of them sticks on her shoulder, the one hanging on each end.
she goes up and she's got the basket and she fills it. I guess she gets a dollar and a quarter for 5 of them. Okay, and she goes up and comes back down again with the water. Well, the other day, she goes up and she said, these SOBs up there. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about? She says, I put a quarter in there and I got a half a gallon of water. I said, Marie, it's a quarter. That's not the point. I said, oh, jeez.
It's the principle. I understand that.
It's the principle of it. I said, okay, whatever.
Thanks, Russell.
So then she went up and she talked to them, and they dug in her wallet and they gave her $1 back. I said, what, no interest? But it makes me laugh. I mean, because they do have some nice things here that you can do, but they don't always, they just don't follow through with a lot of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, I mean, they come up with ideas like that, but somebody has to own it and take care of it.
yeah, exactly. With the filters and stuff, who knows? So she says, isn't it a lot better than paying $6 for 24 bottles? It's Maria, 16 ounces. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I guess the way she looks
I
at
guess
it.
a case of 16-ounce bottles, I think they're running around $3 around here.
Okay. Yeah, it's $6.
Three and a half, something like that.
So yeah, I mean, even with some of the meat prices and stuff, like you said, I haven't seen any prime rib. I haven't seen New York
I haven't
strip.
seen any in a long time.
Nothing. Nothing.
I brought it home. Vicky said, "Well, why'd you buy that? Our freezer's full." I says, "I'll find room for it. That's hamburger price.
Yeah, exactly.
I could grind that whole sucker up and still be ahead of the game."
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. We've cut back a little bit because of the heat. So I've been doing that air fryer. I've been cooking with the air fryer, and I got to tell
Yeah.
you something. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I've got one, and every time I've used it, I liked it. I just always forget I have it.
Yeah.
I got it on the counter, but I got it covered up with a dish towel.
Yeah.
So it don't get grease and stuff like that around it. And I
Yeah.
just forget I have it.
Unbelievable. Somebody told me in here, I was up there getting the mail the other day, and this husband and wife said, "Hey, have you been over to so and so restaurant? They changed hands." I said, "No, we haven't been out in a long time." I said, "So I don't know." And the guy looked at me like standing behind his wife and raised his eyebrows, right? And he says, "Yeah," he said, "for dinner for two was only $170." And he's going like this. Okay, no problem. $170 for two people. That's insane.
Okay, Russell Jones. So you don't go by Russell, you go by Argy? RG? He was asking about the World Cup. I watched the Colombia-Sweden game the other night. That would have been Tuesday night because that's what was playing where I was at. I don't know if you saw that, Tom.
No.
It boiled down to 6 players on each team kicking towards the goalie to see if they could get it past him.
Wow.
And that decided the game.
No kidding.
So when I went to my place down in Old Town Spring, and one of the gals was out on a rocking chair. She said, "Were you watching the game?" I said, "Yeah, I watched it." She said, "What'd you think of that?" I says, "I think they should have done that at the beginning and saved us all 2 hours." They wear me out just watching them run back.
Yeah, I have a hard time breathing watching them running back and forth.
So to answer your question, if it's on, I watch it, but I'm not a follower.
Yeah, I mean, the high school I went to was big. They were it was a small Group 1 school,
Yeah,
but they held the championship for many years. So I like playing soccer. I like to watch it, but it's not my first.
I don't spend a whole lot of time watching sports anymore. I
All
mean,
right, Lance, take care.
I I understand football and baseball. If it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to watch it here at home unless it's the World Series or
Yeah,
something big.
exactly.
And I don't know the first thing about soccer other than there's more flopping than basketball.
Yeah, I I lost all my interest in any kind of sports. I used to be big with horse racing. I loved going to the track and
We done
such
run
like that.
Lance off already.
Yeah, geez. Did you yawn yet?
sorry, sorry, Lance. I'll try to. We'll try to do better next time.
He's tired, I guess.
I mean, even horse racing. If that's what's on the TV, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch any kind of sports than a bunch of talking heads.
right.
I hate it when they got the TV on, the volume's turned off. You can't hear anything, and which is understandable. But it's people that can't play talking about playing.
Yeah, and they're way up in the bleachers, and they're, oh, it looks like he pulled a hamstring. What the frig are you talking about? You could barely make the guy out for crying out loud.
I mean, even the I can't remember the last time I sat and watched a NASCAR game, and I
Yeah,
used to watch that religiously every Sunday.
yeah,
Now
I
I
did
just
too.
go to YouTube and I'll watch the highlights for 20 minutes, see the whole race.
So out here they got now everybody's bitching and complaining again about the traffic and this and that because they have the Formula One. So
So when's that race?
November, and they do it overnight, so really doesn't bother too many people.
Did Argentina? Are you saying Argentina won the whole thing? Because I know it was down what semifinals Tuesday, I think quarterfinals maybe.
Somebody asked me if I wanted to watch the World Cup. I said no, I want my Irish Cup. So, how's the weather, Grumpus?
It's just so dang humid.
Final four.
So dang humid. It won't stop raining long enough for anything to dry out. I mean, we went out today for just we sat out back maybe an hour and was just almost drenched. And of course it rained yesterday. Thursday it rained so hard I had to put my boots on just to walk to my car.
Wow. My my
Okay,
wife,
final four.
yeah, my wife has been watering the plants outside at least 4 to 5 times in a day. So she says, well, "Do you think I should bring the water in and leave it inside?" I said, "Well, yeah, it's almost at the boiling point." So, you know, in the sun, Jesus. I watched the meteorologist out here, and they had a dermatologist on, and this guy said, "Do you realize that a human skin actually starts cooking at 122 degrees?"
Hmm.
Last year, it was for 4 or 5 days. It was 122 degrees.
Wow.
And I said,
I smell bacon.
"Yeah, you smell something burning."
P digits. I haven't watched NASCAR since Newsgate.
Wow.
Then when Jimmy and Jeff retired, and I lost an interest.
Yeah, yeah.
But that Newsgate, it just pushed me over the edge.
I don't get the money end of it on all sports.
I mean, I don't. Here's the thing: I don't care if they make a living and make good money. It's just what are they charging the fans? I think a family of four ought to be able to go to a ball game, buy a couple beers, buy a couple hot dogs, and have a nice day, and not have to take out a loan to do it.
Yeah. I'm
These $1 million football players that get out there and misbehave, get themselves arrested, and all that nonsense,
that's
and 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 the doggone tickets are $100 or more to get in. It's, I don't want to pay for their stadium. I don't want to pay for their crap.
out here. I'm maybe maybe 10 miles. That's a stretch from Allegiant Stadium out here,
Okay,
and I am maybe 2 miles from the Royal Knights out here on the other side where I live.
okay,
That you can go see. You can go see a hockey game for a decent price.
yeah,
But it's the vendors, okay, that charging. So Allegiant Stadium to get a decent seat is $1,200 a piece. That's insane.
that's nuts.
Yeah, to go watch a football team, they can't get it. They should be playing underneath the San Francisco Bridge.
The last time I went to see a live baseball game at Minute Maid Park, it was $12 for a Coke.
Yeah, yeah. Just even just going close around the stadium, a couple of the small restaurants and stuff like that, to go get a beer is $25.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I'd rather stay home. I can turn the channel.
Well, you got the best seat in the house when you're at home.
Yeah,
You go to the games. I usually go to the games, and I got some giant wants to sit in front of me and stand the whole game, so you can't see nothing. And I just sit there and just fume because I can't see anything because they whoop my butt.
they would have to have a bulletproof vest on.
I'd just rather stay at home. That's the best seats.
They, and when I was in Houston, I mean, two of my clients actually was the stadium itself, and occupants. That is what they said in the contract. So it was the Oilers and the Astros.
Uh huh.
So I would get all the tickets I wanted. Okay. As a matter of fact, couple of the Oiler games, I was right on the field in the Astrodome. I mean, what a beautiful place it was.
Mm-hmm.
Really set up nice.
Back in the day, yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a guy who actually worked for the Oilers. Okay. After every kickoff, this guy would, after they'd start running, kick the ball, this guy would run out, grab the tee for the football, and then run back. All right?
Yeah.
And I got to talking to this guy one time. Every game. I got to talk to him. I says, you're a little chubby out there to be running back and forth. He says, if that's all the running I got to do, I'm good. That was funny as hell.
So
In fact,
is that like a volunteer job that they get to do,
no,
or
he was
is it a
no,
paying job?
he was paid. Yeah, he was actually. I was getting to that. He was actually paid as a trainer. So
Okay.
he would be almost like come on, come on, come on. He'd stand on when they would hit the sled and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what this guy did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I met a lot of good guys there, but I mean, even back then, the prices you could see a family there.
Yeah.
I brought my neighbor and my daughter, and we were sitting right behind the dugout, for the Astros.
Yeah.
I looked over and I'm looking at my neighbor, and it didn't dawn on me, okay? And this was a contract for Wall Mayflower that I had with them, all right? My guys would take the equipment from the stadium to Braniff Airlines, and they would whenever they were playing away. That's what that company did. I look over at this guy. He's got a friggin' Mets hat on. You want to get me shot? Are you crazy?
When I went, I don't know if you was here, but Cart ran races here in Houston for about 4 or 5 years. They ran downtown for a few years, then they ran a couple of races out by the dome. And I could take Me and Vicky, I could get some decent seats. I had seats that I renewed every year, so I had them there, and we got pit passes and all. I think I think I had free parking. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I never paid to park. But we'd go there and spend $100 for the whole day, which
That's
which was affordable. Tell you what I used to do. I used to work at Pennzoil, and then Shell bought Pennzoil. So I had some white shirts, some white button-down shirts with shell on the arm, and not the big gaudy stuff. Just
yeah.
a nice little polo shirt. I'd wear those to the race, and I'd pull into the VIP parking lot and just roll my window down about that far, and just tell them I says, "Where's the big shots parking at?" And kind of laugh, and they'd take it tongue in cheek and just point me over, and I'd park for free.
Yeah.
So they wasn't about to ask me who the hell are you. So I'd beat them out of $25 parking every time I went.
When we would do moves at night, especially on the weekend, you would start like Friday night and end it like Sunday morning, and especially downtown because we would send all the guys over. We'd make a deal with James Coney Allen, okay, to get what was it, the Coney dogs and stuff
Yeah.
for all the workers and stuff. So, so the guy that I'd set the deal up with, he says, "How many do you want?" I said, "None. I'm going down the street." Going to Bennigan's.
700 to $1,000 to watch a game.
Yeah, yeah. That's insane. That's
That's insane in my neighborhood.
Yeah,
If you got it, flaunt it. That's the way I see it.
yeah. And see, that's where I got spoiled
More
too
than I can handle.
in the Astrodome. I mean, because we would go to every function that they had, even the livestock show and rodeo.
See, I'd take that $1,000, go buy me a big screen and watch every game.
That's insane. Completely insane. I mean, just the prices of everything are just completely going out of control. They said that the housing market out here, housing's down. Housing sales are down, but the price went down. I said, really? I'm looking at this, flip
Yeah.
over the newspaper, look at it. What are you talking about? It's going down. So it went from 480. This is the average price of a house out here: 3 bedroom, 2 bath,
Uh-huh.
2 car garage, blah blah blah. $483,000 on a postage, no land, on a postage stamp lot. All right. So it went down. So you know what it went down to, Grumpus? $469,000. I said to Marie, "Let's get in line." Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
let's get in line.
Looks like Charlotte's babysitting tonight.
Uh-oh.
Well, Grandma's got to do what Grandma's got to do.
Yeah. We had fun last week. We really did.
Hey, look, I mean, I watched like I said, I listened to some of it on the way home. And then by the time I got from the driveway in here, got everything all cranked up and loaded up, you guys had been done for 6 minutes.
Ah.
So, but y'all did a great job. I watched the whole thing the next day.
Yeah,
At
it was
work.
funny. It was really,
Y'all
really
done a super job. I really appreciate it.
no problem. The only bad thing is that we wouldn't able to get you credit for it. That's something they got to work on.
I don't need credit for it. You guys did it.
Yeah. Well, it was your time slot.
No. I forfeited.
So
I'm not sure which one of you went up, but no, that's.
Charlotte did.
I'll give up my 23 cents.
You never know. You can get a gallon of water out here.
Almost.
Ay, ay, ay. I went to the store last week to this one particular place, and because they have briskets, they have either the flat or a whole brisket or a whole packer, and
Hmm.
they'll have the point and or the flat. So I told Maria, I says, I'm really looking into hard right now to getting making burgers. I want to make burgers. Whoa, man, I knocked everything over. I turned around and bought this flat for $45, and I believe it was almost 7 pounds. So I was a little disgusted with how much it actually cost.
Yeah.
But when I got it home, Grumpus, I was fit to be tied because you know what? I said, here I'm gonna cut up this beautiful piece of meat where I could, to cube it up and make burger out of it.
Uh-huh.
This would make the perfect corned beef or pastrami.
Oh, really?
And I was wavering back and forth with it, back and forth. So I wound up burger because I don't have any of the curing salt anymore or anything like that. But I mean, it was. I would have took a picture of it and hung that picture on the wall. Aries Boom Market.
Well, I'll tell you what, my mom called me from Indianapolis to tell me about the meat sale at Kroger. She said, I don't know if it's still down there or not, but here's what's going on up here. Now, the last 2 times she's called me about meat prices, it's been going on down here just like it was up there.
Digits, where you from? Digits, what state you live in?
I'm not sure what state he's in.
I had a guy who he's got a channel. He does exercise. He does burpees, and that's what he goes by, burpee uncle. Okay, and I'm not sure if he's Filipino or not. This guy's ripped, and he's 60 something years old. Oh, South Carolina. Okay, and he sent me he sent me a text. This is like maybe a year ago. Hey Tom, he says, I know you're looking for the meat market. He says, but if you got Albertsons or Vaughn's out by you, they have ribeyes. It's at half price. Oh, okay. So I jump in the car and up I go, and sure enough, 4 nice sized ribeyes in a pack that normally were like 50 some dollars. Okay,
Yeah.
on sale for 25 or $26. So I got them. So I'm telling you about doing this new thing for a show. Well, it's about ribeyes and buying in bulk and this and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found 2 of them in the freezer out of the 4-pack that I bought. And that's what it was that I cooked today. So we had some ribeye.
Well, like I said, I got the whole roast last week. It was 665, 669 or something like that a pound. I was at HEB today and I looked, and a single ribeye in the little tray was $26.95 a pound.
Yeah, yeah. And see, they're higher out here. I've seen.
But that's a $10 off. I mean, on the package that I got, it was marked down $166.
Wow,
I paid $145.
that's a good deal.
And all the way home, I was kicking my tail for not buying 2.
Yeah. I was looking at, like I said, I was looking at that chuck roll, the whole thing. I love cooking them up because I like the cap on it.
Yeah.
That's where the Denver is and everything.
Yep.
I like cutting that up. They're good eating. All right? I mean, just real fast. But I was bitching and moaning about $210.
Yeah, it's a hard bite.
$20.
That's a hard pill to swallow, but I got to look at how many meals I get out of it and how much I'm saving.
Yeah, yeah. So I told Marie, I says, maybe I'll go back. She says, with your luck, they'll probably double charge you or something.
Yeah, you'd have to hide it behind a cereal or something.
Yeah. But when I
P,
hid, that was gone.
P digits, what I hear what you're saying here. I feel sorry for the parents that are still supporting that younger generation trying to get in a $500,000 house. Kids be 40 and they'll still be home.
Yeah. I said to my daughter, I said, she's back east. I said, how, what's the prices and stuff like that? She said, Pop, she said, it's nuts. She said, first of all, it hasn't stopped raining since we got there. Okay, with the weather. She said,
Yep.
now, with she said it was 105 degrees with 75% humidity. I said, hold on a minute. I checked up, looking on. We were 112 at 5% humidity.
5%. Oh my God. I'd pay for that kind of humidity.
Yeah.
Here it gets 95 with 85% humidity.
Oh yeah, I remember that in Florida. Model.
3 digits, it's in South Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a shame how but nothing's changed. I mean, matter of fact, the way they build houses and everything like that. I mean, it's just nothing's changed. They're not any more sturdier. They're not any new. Matter of fact, I think it's getting worse. So to pay that kind of money for it, okay, and then I have car insurance. Finally, my car insurance went down. So I said, you're getting closer to the end than you are to the beginning. I said, that's when it. Okay, we'll give you a break, you old bastard.
Well, I used to have a conversation with a couple of people I worked with. Yeah, they had some nice big homes and some nice big communities here in Houston. And we got to talking about construction. I said, well, they're all built the same. I said, and they said, oh no, this is a custom home, blah 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 blah. And I said, well, they still hired subcontractors, and the subcontractors building $80,000 tract homes in subdivisions. When they're out of work, they just go to a different neighborhood, which might be the
Yeah.
one you just bought into.
Right.
Got the same tools, same truck, same everything. It's just a bigger house. It doesn't mean it's built any different.
Yeah. They charge them by the square foot, and
Yeah,
if it's a $5 million home or an $80,000 home, they still beat these guys up as
yeah.
far as paying them, by the square foot, which is to me is ridiculous. There again, just like the food industry, just like big pharma and stuff like that. We're up against it. I mean, but there again, I can do all the bitching and moaning about prices and everything like that, but doing another series on the podcast, I'm looking into food prices. They
Yeah.
were never good ever. You know what I mean? I can
Well, it's all
remember.
relative to what you make.
Yeah. And just, I can remember my mother always, rather than saying expensive, she would say, this is very dear. Oh, okay. Why can't you,
Dear.
yeah, why can't you just say we're getting ripped off and be it like that? So,
Well, I mean, it's just like what I had to pay to get my car fixed. That's what it costs now.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, other than the labor, which is probably half, if not more. But by the time I get out there and I'm on blood thinners every time a mosquito looks at me, I bruise. I mean, it's hard telling what I would go through to change out two lower A-frame brackets.
The,
I,
the,
if it
the
puts me
mind,
in a hospital, I haven't saved any money.
right. The mind says, yeah, you can do it. And the body
So,
says, no.
I mean, my blood pressure go up just trying to find my tools. I think I know which corner they're in, but I don't want to have to dig to get to them.
I turned around the other day and I'm saying to Marie, damn it, I had the set of screwdrivers. What the hell do I do with them? This and that.
Yeah,
She says, I never seen them out here. I seen them in Florida, but I hadn't seen them out here.
yeah,
And my mind's thinking I still got
yeah.
all the stuff there, and I have no business doing that crap anyway. Grumpus, I got to tell you something. So on the balcony, okay, it's all stucco. The building's stucco, brick and stucco and stuff, and then these big square iron tubes for the balcony. The railing.
Yeah.
So I went and I bought these two hoops that you can put hanging plants on them. So what I did was when I put them up a couple years ago, I put them up with zip ties. case we had to put them down. I don't want to, no problems with drilling holes or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
Okay. The, the other day when it was like 114, 115, I looked outside my room and went, oh my God, look. Bloop. One fell over. The zip ties melted.
Yeah, yeah. Them zip types, they'll go bad after a couple of years.
I said, whoa, look at that. Good thing it didn't break the window. So I went out and took the other one down, right away. But I said, and then filled a rail, and it's really hot.
Yeah.
So I said, holy crap, where am I at? Anchorage is looking pretty good right now. My neighbor around the corner from me, she's 75, just turned 75. Actually, no, she just turned 74. And she's packing up, going to go move Arizona. So I said, you're going from the fire to the fireman, ain't you? The southern part down there. But just the look on her face about packing everything up and how she's going to do it, to get a truck, fly her, I mean, just what a mess. I said, I don't know if it's worth it.
If I ever move again, I'm most of this stuff's going to stay here.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's how I come out from
I'll
Florida.
have one heck of a garage sale for a couple of weekends before I leave.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I'll make them a deal and just leave it because I did that one time when I moved from Indianapolis down here. Got the rental truck, boxed everything up, packed it all up, had to unload it down here. My apartment wasn't ready, so I unloaded it into a storage apartment they gave me. Within 12 months, most of what I brought down here, I got rid of.
Yeah.
Furniture didn't fit the rooms. Appliances, I had a washer and dryer. I didn't have washer and dryer hooked up. I ended up selling them to somebody that needed them.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I just wasted all that time and effort and money on a rental truck.
Yeah.
When I could have just taken that same amount of cash, come down here and hit Mattress Mac or someplace like that, got what I needed, I'd have been better off.
Yep. When we moved from Florida, I never, first of all, I didn't think we were ever going to sell. So I didn't think exactly that we were coming out here. So I said, yeah, it sounds good. Put it up for sale on a Sunday. That Friday, sold.
Nice.
Okay. Then the guy comes back on that Saturday or Sunday, he comes back. And he says, I want to make you a different offer. Wait a minute. What are you talking about, Slappy? I'm getting ready to get the hell out of here.
I already start packing.
Yeah. So he says, I want to buy everything. He says, I want knives and forks. I want everything. I looked at him. I says, oh,
He thought he'd buying a timeshare.
Yeah. I said, how about paying me rent, okay, or paying me for staying here, and I'll be your butler. What are you talking about? We moved out here in that little Kia Soul. Just what we could fit in it, clothes-wise,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I'm telling you what. But I did leave a lot of stuff there that, like a couple of grills and stuff that I had that, but they
Yeah.
didn't stop making them. Was the deal.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that ever happened, to where it worked out great for me. So I told Maria, I said, don't think this is going to happen all the time. I was watching the other night. I like to watch these guys who say they go off grid, okay, but yet they spend,
Oh, yeah.
a couple $100,000 for batteries and all the conveniences and stuff. So I'm watching this guy was, I think he was somewhere up, I think it was Washington State. It might have been in Canada. All right. And he's got all this stuff. Marie comes into the bedroom, okay, and I'm got this on a big screen. I'm laying down and watching it like this. She went, don't even think about nothing like that.
I told Vic, I ain't moving nowhere unless I can get me a little John Deere tractor.
Yeah.
Not a big one, just one of them little ones with a cute little bucket in the front and something in the back I can play with.
That's what I had in North Carolina. And I tell you what, that's one place I should never left. Thinking
Sound
back,
like you like that place.
yeah, I did. I mean, I was in bad shape as far as with cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was just we worked the land and grew everything, okay. But I just did everything to keep us going, and that was
Yeah.
a great feeling.
So why did you leave that and go to Florida?
My well, I was actually my sister was down there, my other brother was down in Florida, and they're saying, "What are you doing all that work for?" Blah blah blah, the whole bit. And we got thinking about it, and I says, "Yeah, I don't know." But where I lived, I was my thing was I was going to get a containers, and I was going to build a container house. The house I had was what they call the shotgun shack. So
Okay.
this thing had more this thing had more termites in it than in anything. And I did some of the work to get it up to par. I showed you pictures of it on there.
Uh-huh.
Built a nice big deck on it, and put a roof over that, and I really loved it. And I said, I don't know. I had that thing, Grumpus. I cut the grass 3 times a week in there. The one neighbor come by and he put the window down. Tom, you're about wearing out them blades, ain't you? and he'd take off. And he'd take off. So once we got out here, and looking, I'm starting to reminisce about it. And, I'm thinking, shit, we should have never left there. So what I wanted to do was the house that we lived in, okay, and on the acreage on the other side, I was going to build these containers, okay, and then I was be able to do in between them, build a nice little, make a couple bedrooms on either side,
Right.
have the bathroom. We already had the septic there and the whole bit. I looked back, Google Earth. I went back and looked at it. I wanted to throw up. All the work
They
I
just
did
let
to
it
this
go, huh?
place. Oh man, it was horrible. It was horrible. But the little house that I had was 2 bedroom, 1 bath, big kitchen, big country kitchen, nice sized living room, the whole bit. But it was a shack. They call them shotgun shacks. Open the front door, shoot through, never hit nobody on the way out. But what I wanted to do with that was I wanted to open up like a lunch because there was a pig farm, a cattle ranch, and some other guys doing work and like a little manufacturing down maybe 5 or 6 miles down the road, but nothing around. They had to go into Clinton to get anything. So I was going to do like a little grocery store and open up,
Oh,
a little
okay.
lunch counter, that's what I wanted to do, a little more income. But that just, hindsight, I should have never left there. I could have been sitting up. The road I lived on, 6 cars you would see in the morning, and the same 6 cars you would see come back at night. Okay. The mailman, you could
Might
hear
want to
him.
rethink that lunch counter.
Yeah. Well, no, you would bring more people coming in. That's right. The mailman, you would hear him from my closest neighbor was like 2 miles away, and you could hear him. He'd start blowing a horn when I had mail, and
Uh-huh.
he'd start calling, "Hey, Mr. Garvey, got mail?" Or "No mail today." And he passed by. It was great. It was fantastic.
Well, I don't see me leaving this place at all.
Yeah, I don't.
I got too much sweat equity into it. It'd break Tom, I don't care what they gave me for this place. It would break my heart if somebody came in here and filled that hole in the backyard. That, that's a 40-year project, and it would just break my heart.
Here's how I look at it. I mean, even from the move from New Jersey down to North Carolina, like, wanted to retire early, and that was like a smack in the face because wound up with all the aggravation, lost a ton of money,
Yeah.
and wound up with bladder cancer. And that for the doctor to tell you to get your affairs in order, go home, get your affairs in order. The frig are you talking about?
That changes your perspective on everything, doesn't it?
Just about everything, yeah. I mean, to the point where, I don't know, but opened my eyes to a lot of different things. Okay, especially what I do now, with keto and stuff like that. Everybody says, "Are you still doing that?" Yeah, it's keep me, green side up. And that's, keep fishing. But I mean, I guess what I was trying to get at before was, I don't know if I could keep up with the place today.
I understand that. The brain says you can, and your body just won't keep up.
Yeah. So in your situation like that, I don't know, maybe thin the herd a little bit. What you got. Because the more you have around you, the more you keep thinking, well, I could do this or I could fix that. At our age,
Well,
Grumpus,
the
at
more I
our age,
have, the more people want to come around sniffing at my stuff.
sell it. Tell them, here, you want this? Here, give me $50 for it. That'll stop that right off the bat.
And it's kind of a shame because for I've been here since '82, and all these years I've been acquiring things from my workshop. I have enough of my workshop to do stuff, but all these years when I run across deals, picking up route, I got several Porter cable routers that the tape hasn't been cut on the box yet,
Wow.
and Porter Cable don't even make routers anymore. But I've acquired this stuff, and I always said when I have time to use them, I won't be able to afford to go buy them. So I'll get them now and have things. And now that it's getting close, I told Vicky, I says, my want to's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dream was to get up, go out in the shop with a cup of coffee about 10 in the morning, work on a commission piece till about 2, and then close shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put her around about 4 hours. If I could get, 4 or 5 commission pieces to do in a year, just something to stay busy. that was my dream, but I just don't feel like doing it anymore.
I got the one place where we used to play in. They're selling that. Another outfit's coming in. Now this one casino was privately owned. Really nice guy. It was him and his cousin. I was real friends with the cousin. I knew the owner, but he was kind of standoffish. But in the same token, they're selling that. All right, so I think it's next week or 2 weeks, whatever. They sent me an invitation to come out and like a farewell type of thing.
Okay.
Being that I played there and stuff like that. But they always asked me if I wanted to come back in and run the restaurants. Mine said yes. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Marie says, "What are you smoking?" 3:30 in the afternoon, you start yawning. What are you talking about? Where the hell you gonna go
And you're
to?
wanting to commit to a 16-hour day
Yeah,
on your feet.
talk about your legs blowing up. Holy crap! I'd look like a friggin' elephant. But that's the thing. The mind says yes, body says no. But once the mind starts saying nothing, then that's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
That's so having them that little want list and stuff. So everything I do as far as with the cooking and everything, and set up with the lights and everything, 3/4 inch PVC pipe, elbows.
Yeah.
That's paint the whole bit. That's my thing. But now that's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
Changing up different stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving something over here, and then it seems to me like every time I do that, I got to spend money. So, what I'm making now from it,
Yeah.
and what I got to spend for it's not worth it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, just try to stay where things are. But like for instance, this room right now with the lights,
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it looks like. I mean,
It looks good tonight. Looks good.
so I mean, I got them twisted and turned. They're all different ways and everything else like that.
There's no I don't see any deep shadows on your face. The back wall looks pretty even. You
Yeah,
sound
so-
good. So,
Yeah. But there again, Marie says to me, "So how much more are you going to be cooking in that air fryer?"
have you done any videos on air fryer?
Oh yeah, I did. In fact, I think tomorrow I got one coming up for the Sunday dinner chef.
Okay.
So yeah, I
I'll
mean,
have to catch it.
I'm just right now. I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting tired of it. I don't know if I'm getting bored from it or whatever, because YouTube is changing so much every day with
Yeah.
different things. So I'm going to try a couple different things. I don't think I'll ever give it up. You know,
Well, you're the busiest guy I know on YouTube.
so I'm going to try a couple other different newer things, and then I think I might, if it gets any hotter, let's put it that way, Grumpus. If it gets any hotter, I might go back and re-pull up some of my older videos and redo them a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to get through it, because I'm telling you what, just to even to the air fryer works out great, but just to get the gumption to
Well, I need to run up to the store today to pick up a few things, and it took me almost 2 hours to get myself up and moving to go outside. It's just too steamy, and I got a Walmart, gosh, half a mile from the house. One of them little pantry stores, you know.
yeah.
It's not a full size Walmart, but it's enough if I need to pick something up on the way home, I can pick up one or two
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But just to get up and get out in the heat, it just all I could do to make myself do it.
She, my wife says to me, "What do you got planned for today? Well, you going to make any videos? You going to do this? You going to do that?" Yeah, I got a couple going. I got to do some editing, like tonight, for instance. So I was doing this new this new thing called the show, and I pulled some older videos and comparing prices from 2, 3 years ago to what it is today, how I butchered up, vacuum sealed, and put them away, and what it is today, going back and forth with it. So I plan on doing. So I'm going to do beef, pork, chicken, seafood, go through the whole routine,
Yeah.
and then cook up some vegetables and everything like that. It's a good challenge to keep busy with it. But there again, the other day I started filming a little bit, and didn't have the microphone on. You know, I don't know. I
You
just
might want to rethink that. You might want to think about this. You don't want to look in the mirror and see us.
yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn. And that's the other thing. I mean, that's a serious thing, because here's the thing. The other day, I
That's right.
seen this lady walking a dog on the sidewalk, right in front of my place, and the dog squats. All right? I'm sure it didn't boil coming out of it, but that's how hot it was. And I started heading for the door, and the slide door, and I said, "What are you doing? You know, who could care less about that dog?"
I didn't see Barbara pop in. Did she?
Yeah, she was
Welcome,
here.
Barbara. Good to see you.
I don't know. You gonna be all right for 1 or 2 minutes?
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back.
Enjoy yourself. Let me post. There's the link, guys. Any of you guys want to hop up? Yeah, we've just had. I mean, our weather hasn't been any hotter than normal this time of year, but we've had a really wet year this year, and we usually have most of our rain in February, and it starts tapering off, and it seems like it's raining every other day, every afternoon. We get a shower. I was telling a couple of weeks ago when I run live, I told them I've got dirt out in the backyard that's just got algae growing on the bare dirt. It just won't dry up enough to get out and play. Flower beds are looking pretty bad. Can't get out and weed because everything's don't want to play in the mud. So I guess there's plenty to complain about. The weather's no different, but it'd be nice if it dry out just a little bit so we can go out and get some stuff done. Get up early on the weekend to ride around on my riding lawnmower to avoid the high heat. I don't have a riding lawnmower, but I pay somebody every 2 weeks to come out and run a few laps. Is this fam not allowed to jump on? She'll throw me out. Well, maybe next time. You're always welcome. So you think it's El Nino, huh? It's really changing usual. It's just been an odd year. We usually have a fairly damp spring. February is usually the worst. But, I mean, it rained so hard a couple of weeks ago. I had to, I guess Monday before last, it come up. I mean, the sun was shining. All of a sudden, I heard a crack of thunder, and it just dumped. And I had to send people home because we got 3 inches of rain in the shop. And, it was down the next day, but still, I got all that 240 3-phase equipment in the shop. You'd want somebody standing there hanging onto that, standing in ankle deep water. And what day was it? I think it was Wednesday. Another afternoon storm. It dumped on us for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I had to put on boots just to get to the car because it was about 4 inches deep in the parking lot. So, I guess we complain if we get too much rain, complain if we're not getting any rain. It's just the weather's not very convenient. I just wish it'd cooperate with my plans once in a while. There he is.
I had to go take a shot.
Oh, okay.
Time.
80 proof, 40 proof. What was it?
It was 160 proof moonshine. That's the other thing, Grumpus. I don't know. I was telling somebody the other day, I miss drinking. Sounds stupid, but I mean, there's no neighborhood bars anymore that you can go sit and, hey, how you doing? Anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that's gone as far as I'm concerned, where I live. And if you do go out, you're talking $20 a drink.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple watering holes that I'll hit on the way home sometimes. Not as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got some friends that I'll meet up with and have a cold one with them, and nurse one an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't go out and drink.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It's expensive, but I just don't want to be on the road. I don't trust other people out on the road.
The times have really, really changed. I mean,
like I said, I'd rather sit in a lawn chair next to my smoker with a cooler on the other side.
Yeah. Yep.
And just mind my own business and do my thing.
And here's the funny part about it. I can remember sitting back, even in North Carolina. I didn't drink for 10 years.
Yeah.
With the bladder cancer and all that stuff. But when I did, Marie says, "Whew, you sound like a little girl." Laughing, having a little drink. She says, "That's not the guy I knew. We'd go through gallons of scotch in a week and stuff." But that's another ship that sailed.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a drinker. I enjoy a cold beer once in a while.
Yeah.
But
I haven't had.
I've got stuff. I've got bottles in a cupboard over my washer and dryer that have been there 30 some years.
Yeah.
And most of them, I've told you before, most of it came from my neighbor.
Right.
And he never came back to get it. But I've had people look up there and say, "Man, you drink a lot." I said, "If I drank a lot, them shelves would be empty."
Exactly. I mean, when I say I miss it, I mean, I miss that.
You miss the company.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'd walk in and order ball breaking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was one place down in New Jersey. I lived on Princeton Avenue. Either side was water. So it was Princeton Avenue and in Bricktown. And this one guy bought it, and he fixed it up quite a bit. It was pretty nice place in there. So you go in there, mayor would come in, and all these different people like that. So, a good friend of mine now, this guy named Dave Johnson. I think Dave, maybe 20 years ago, moved, had enough here in the States, and moved to Ireland, of all places. Okay? And that's where he, from what I understand, that's where he still is. But me and him, he was a mortgage broker. And when I was buying my house, he was getting my mortgage. So you know when you're getting nickel and dimed by somebody,
Yeah.
okay, all this stuff. So it was just around Christmas time. We're in this joint. He's got a shirt and tie on, and there was a stool between the two of us. We're both standing up, and we're going at it, ready to go to blows. Okay. And this lady comes walking in. Her and about 5 or 6 other women coming in, but the lady had a speech impediment. Okay, so I think she was deaf. But the classes that they were doing were for sign language. This lady was teaching people how to use sign language. Well, turns around, me and him are arguing back and forth. I mean, and he knew me really good, you know, as a ball breaker and stuff like that. So the lady, the lady comes in between the two of us, and she goes, I don't know what the sign language, and I'm not making fun of anybody, but she said, "Anybody sitting here?" Like that.
Right.
Dave Johnson looked at me. He went, "You're on." That stopped the argument right then and there. Okay. And by the end of the night, we learned Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in sign language to sing it. What a night it was. I mean, but that's the kind of stuff, you know. I don't know. Grumpus, how many basset hounds did you have?
I usually had it depend. You know, I raised them for, I want to say, oh gosh, maybe 15 years or so. I had usually had a male and a female. At one point, I had a male, two females, and the two females had a litter 2 weeks apart. And they usually have good sized litters. So there was about a 6 month period there. I had 26 basset hounds at one time. But we'd sell them and show them and stuff like that. But showing dogs for me was kind of like YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
I just didn't take it serious enough. I
Yeah.
kind of got shunned and judged because I'm just, who's this guy out here just playing? We're doing this for a living.
Yeah, yeah,
So I just kind of got tired of the politics, and as the dogs got older and I didn't have them anymore, I just kind of got out of it.
my dad loved Boston Terriers. So he had, when they lived in the city, he had two. And, with pups and this and that, and he would sell them. So when we're in Jersey, and I guess I was, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 years old, my cousin bought my dad a Boston Terrier, a ginger.
Yep.
He turned around. This dog was almost perfectly marked, the black and white, everything. He was, I mean, he loved that dog. He built a what do they call them? A canopy bed for the dog.
Yes.
With the top on it, and the whole bit. So then we had another. They matched her up, but up the street, a lady had one. Had a male, and she had a litter. I think she had like six pups, and he sold them, whatever. And my dad was the kind of guy where not a lot of money, Well, how much do you got? How many do you have? Yeah, I only got $20. Here, give me $20 and take the dog. That type of thing. But we got another one named Harvey. It was a male. Harvey was the nastiest thing you ever seen in your life. Right? So my last name is Garvey.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that when you went to the vet to pick the dog up, my
Oh,
dad
yeah.
wanted. They called out Harvey Garvey, and I went, "You son of a-" yeah."
Now,
But
now my favorite male. I mean, we were buddies. We called him Booger. but his legal name was Gonad the Destroyer.
That's crazy. My dad at the time had a couple heart attacks in a row and was supposed to quit smoking. Okay. But he walked Harvey. Harvey looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He walked him so much.
Yeah.
And you would see him going up the street, okay, past the street light, go past it, and all you would see was a glow, orange of him, my dad smoking, and come back in again, come back in the house again. Every once in a while, I'd say, "Come on, Harv, let's go for a walk." And Harvey is like done. I mean,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well, the Basset Hounds suited my lifestyle fine because we both just wanted to lay around and just don't bother us until it's time to eat.
How many koi you got now in the back pond?
I've got let me think here. One, two, three, four. I think I've got five that are about, oh gosh, probably 18 inches. Yeah, about 12, 18 inches.
Wow,
But
they're big.
I'm trying to stay disciplined and not let the herd get too big this time.
And what would you do? How would you give? If it gets too big, how would you?
Oh, you can generally, there's always somebody new in the hobby.
Okay.
And I remember when I started, I just wanted some big fish. I didn't care what they looked like. I just wanted some big fish. So what generally happens, and I'm not into the koi club anymore, but when I was in the club, everybody was always swapping fish. Somebody, the fish would get too big for the pond. Somebody, they give a couple away, maybe trade a big fish for a couple smaller ones. Everybody's trying to improve the looks of their collection, so they'll pick out the ones they like the least and get them to somebody who don't have any or is just looking for something big, and they're pretty easy to unload if you wanted to.
Everybody
But
asks me.
you never know. They change so much when they're growing that by the time they get up around 12, 18 inches, a lot of times they don't look anything like the fish that you bought.
Okay.
I've had some just go completely dark. I had a white one that just turned pink.
Really?
So you just don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to keep from overpopulating. Just have a few select ones.
Everybody asks me what kind of. Did you ever have any fish? I said, no, but I had lobster. I had a 500-gallon tank of lobster. I talk about thinning the herd. We do it every night. Too funny.
Yeah, in fact, I've got green water right now. I told you I went out there 2-3 weekends ago and cleaned the filters. So you're doing that and running all that fresh water through it and trying to get them all cleaned up and everything like that. You really knock the bacteria colony down and throw everything out of balance. Plus all the rain we've had, so you got all that new water going into the pond, which is turning green. So it'll probably take it another couple of 3 weeks to finally balance. Once it balances out, it'll clear right up.
Now, do you keep aerators in there?
No, just what the waterfalls stir up. I mean, I've got good flow because I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 different places where the water spills into other water. So it does pretty good. It's just, I was telling the wife earlier. She said, well, do we need to change the water? I said, no. I said, that's the worst thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, this is the period of time where it separates the pond keepers from the wannabe pond keepers, because you have to leave it alone.
Yeah.
You have to let it naturalize, and it's hard because you want to change the water.
It's almost the ecosystem that you.
It is an ecosystem.
Yeah, that you're playing with.
And you go out. I don't know if you've ever been to a old farm pond or a pond out in the middle of nowhere or something, got algae growing. You kind of pull that away, and that water is just crystal clear.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
you got all that bacteria down on the bottom is working, all these different things. And what we're trying to do in the koi world is get all that bottom muck and stuff over to a different location in
Gotcha.
the filters. So you still got a balanced system, but the
But it's still
nasty stuff's over here.
right. So you can see inside the.
But you can you can't spend enough money to clear that water up without killing your fish.
Yeah.
You have to let it do it on its own.
Yeah.
And,
That
and
they
believe
have.
me, I don't mind sitting in a chair just watching it.
That's like it's amazing here. You get like you get up maybe up by Tahoe and stuff like that, which we're gonna definitely do next year. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
go up and spend some time up that way. They say the fishing is like the best, and they don't talk about it a lot because they're trying to
Yeah.
keep it just locals and stuff like that. But I mean, they talk about the water constantly with fresh water. It's like one of the cleanest lakes, you know,
Uh-huh.
in the area, and I think it's because of all the stone, the rocks, and stuff like
It
that.
is.
You know, that has a lot to do with it. I don't know if I would have. See, I need it done yesterday, so I don't know if I would probably wind up with a turtle farm.
Well, I've got a turtle out there. He's so big I can't pick him up with one hand anymore.
Ah, Jesus. I don't know.
But I used to go fishing, and I was going to go fishing to relax and get away from stuff, and that didn't work for me because the whole time I'm out there, I'm thinking about the things I should be doing back. It was hard for me to get my head into the relaxation part of the fishing,
Yeah, yeah,
and I haven't. I mean, I've got poles and stuff up in the attic over the garage that probably bent over like a bow and arrow
yeah.
because they've been strung up and left up there in the heat for so many years.
I used to work once I left the family business, and it was the sous chef down at a place called Yankee Clipper down on the Jersey Shore. So I was off Monday and Tuesday and go and start Wednesday to Sunday. And I actually had like a Boston Whaler type of boat. It was actually a Wellcraft. I used to love going out fishing, and then after a while, okay, that was like relaxing time for me
Yeah,
to get away to get my stuff back in, and then the boat wouldn't start. Battery was bad.
don't you hate that?
This kind of gas or something like that, and it started costing me. And I always knew that I had 4 or 5 boats. The biggest one I had was a 32-foot Sea Ray, and just the money that you would go along with trying to relax.
Oh yeah. So my boat, I had a boat, and the only way it would fit in the garage was if I put it in at an angle, a little bit of an angle. I could just clear the garage door. Well, it took up so much space. I had crap piled in the boat. So if I wanted to take the boat out, I had to pull the boat out of the garage, pull all of my crap out of the boat and put it back in the garage, go out and use it, come back, reverse. And the whole time I'm out on the boat, I'm thinking, man, I don't want to take this back. I have to move all that stuff. And I just, again, I couldn't get my head to the relaxation part to
Right.
where I could just get away from the world, get out there, prop my feet up, wet a line, and just enjoy a day. It
This
it's it's
place.
it's me. It wasn't the boat,
Oh yeah, without a doubt,
but
without
I
a doubt.
was glad to get rid of it.
Where I was the sous chef in this, excuse me, in this Yankee Clipper, right on the ocean. So you had the building, the road, some parking in the front, okay, short boardwalk, and then the ocean.
Okay.
Lights and the building itself had lights shining out onto the ocean, so it was like a panoramic view. So we would close at 11 because you had to be out of the building by 12. Okay, that's the way it worked. And this is in what they called the Irish Riviera back there. A lot of money. But what I would do is, I would get done work, and I had one of them sand chairs that I kept behind the outside door. I would go out, put the sand chair in there, and just kick back and relax. Nice breeze, but nice and cool. And then I'd wind up going home. Even after a while, that got to me because then you would have people coming by.
Yeah.
You know, hey, how you doing? Or somebody, hey, can I join you? Get the frig out of here, leave me alone. Go through the
I,
whole room.
I remember once I took the boat up. You know, I'm here in spring. I drug that boat up to Somerville. You know where that's at. It's not close.
Right?
Back that thing in the water, and the wife unclipped the winch from the front and pushed it off the trailer. I started that thing up, and it ran about 10 feet and stopped. Fuel pump went out on it. I jumped in the water, pushed the boat back on the trailer. She clipped it on a winch. We drug it back up. The trailer never got out of the water without a boat, and hauled that thing all the way back home. So from then on, I always started my boat before I left,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because it'd sit there, it'd sit there months and months and months on a little trickle charger, and it got to the point to where I had a little squeeze bottle with lacquer thinner in it. I'd take the spark plug up, I'd take spark plug out, and fill that cylinder full of lacquer thinner. And when it fired up, it fired instantly. At least I knew it'd turn over. I was glad to get rid of the boat. It was it's one of them things that you get out there, ain't nothing like having your own boat. As soon as you take it back home, you're cussing it again.
I had a 28-foot, what do you call it? Chris Craft. Okay, it was old. It was an old boat, old wooden boat, and I used to keep it in the marina. And I'd go down there. It was just sometimes just to go down and take a nap. Okay, go up in the bunk up front.
Yeah.
Boat rocking a little bit and just put the lights out, nice and cool. Well, I had trouble with this joke. It had a V8 engine, and I don't know, it was a 380 or something. I don't even know what it was. I couldn't get that son of a gun to start. I mean, I had charging it the whole bit. So I get a hold of the mechanic. I says, any possible chance you can come down and, I don't know, if I need a battery, I'll buy a new battery. There again, always cost me money.
Yeah.
Guy says, yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll send my helper down to you. We'll pull the battery out. Maybe we'll do an exchange or something. I'll charge it. And if you're not planning on going anywhere, I said, I can't right now. So Grumpus, it had a fly bridge, the whole bit. So I'm sitting up on top of the fly bridge, nice cool breeze, and I'm waiting for this guy to come. So it was low tide, so the boat was down below the dock a little bit.
Okay.
This kid comes down. Hey, you, Mr. Garvey? Yep, I'm here to pull the battery out. Yep, no problem. Come on aboard. Instead of coming down a ladder, he jumps.
Jumped?
Jumped. So maybe it might have been maybe 3 feet from the top of the dock.
With the battery?
No.
Oh, okay.
Left the battery up in there to take the old battery out. He jumps in and goes right through the floor.
Oh, no.
I couldn't believe it. He said, oh, my ankle. I think I broke my ankle. Broke your ankle? Good thing I don't put a bat across your head, you stupid ass. Okay, so I had to call the guy back. I mean, just everything was a fiasco. Just everything was a fiasco. But unbelievable. So there again, I had to get marine plywood, and I had to get fiberglass to fix this freaking hole. I mean, just was.
Something that's supposed to be relaxing is just another job.
I go home and Marie would say to me, well, I would stop and get a few drinks. Marie, what happened? I didn't even go there. Just keep the cold ones coming. What a mess. What a mess.
Well, I've not felt like I wanted another boat since.
Yeah. Even, I don't even want to go on it. Some people say, well, come at Blake, go out, Hoover Dam and everything like that. The
Yeah,
lake is beautiful. And, go out and been there, done that. You know.
I got invited out to a one of these boats where a charter, I guess. You get half dozen people out on it, and everybody pays their share. And I passed on it because I didn't want to get I didn't want to get up at 3 in the morning to go to Galveston for a boat launch at 4:30.
Yeah, did freshwater fishing, caught white and black bass, catfishing, and crappie. Yep. But back in the day when we were younger, I mean, just to get out and do that kind of stuff, we used to go
Yeah,
crabbing. I used to get bushels upon bushels of crabs. Bring them back home, cook them up, or whatever. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. But
I used to do that when I was younger. We'd go fishing for crappie and sunfish stuff like that. But you
yeah,
can't. There's nowhere any. You can't hardly find any shore or any banks to stand on to go fishing anymore. It's all private property.
yeah, exactly,
If you don't get
exactly.
out in the middle of water on a boat, you can't get a line wet.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of these, like up Montana and stuff like that. These different guys that go out fishing. Nobody talks, but they just go out and they either fish or whatever, just to get my own relaxation when I'm
Yeah,
laying in bed watching it. Everything, even today. I mean, I got more time than you can shake a stick at. All right, and some things just irk me to the point where my exercise. I like going to a store. I like walking around a shopping center or
yeah. I can
whatever.
lean on a cart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unbelievable. Too much. Too much. So what's new and exciting coming up that you got going on? Anything?
Nothing at all, to be honest with you.
No projects
I've
or
just the same old projects I keep talking about and haven't done anything with them yet.
I
A
took.
lot of stuff. It goes right back to the weather. I'm wanting to redo the entry to the house. I had the foundation taken care of, and of course they had to bust up some concrete. It's going now. It's a different color, so the patches are. So I was going to address that and tidy that up a little bit. But you know, everything's muddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
I
have you
told.
watched? Do you watch the Girl Sergeant?
Yes,
He just poured a slab for a big,
his new studio.
which that's what I've been wanting to do.
Yeah,
Except the cover that I bought. Now that it's up, it's smaller than I want. I want a bigger one.
yeah.
So he's getting ready to do what I'm trying to do.
I like Andrew a lot.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I met him out here when I did that show out here. He come out. We
He,
talked for a long time. Him and CJ. CJ I met. CJ was
yeah,
right in front of me. CJ couldn't stop eating. We were talking back and forth.
Andrew and his wife are just really sweethearts.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy, even before that. But then when I sat and talked with him,
Yeah,
pretty good guy.
and he's putting in the work
Yeah,
for
he
the
is.
YouTube also.
He's doing a lot of traveling. I got Grumpus. I get probably twice a week. I get some, for instance. Okay,
He
I
did
got
digits.
yeah,
Thanks
P
for
Diddy.
joining us. It's been fun going back and forth with you. We'll see
Digit,
you next week.
yeah,
We'll
Digit's
be
a
here
nice guy.
next week. Be Charlotte's night. Be at 9:30. But join us if you can. Enjoyed having you.
Good night, Digits. He's a good guy. What was I saying? I get these emails about doing different stuff and or getting different stuff. So I got one company this week, twice now, sent me out email about me getting a new camera for a dash camera, put on my car, the whole bit. Sit there, Murray. If this guy wants me to make a video of me driving around here, it'll be X-rated, number one. Number two, I'll probably get
Be no
locked up.
sound.
I'll probably get locked up. Okay. And I said, besides, the car's got 20,000 miles because I don't go nowhere.
Right. You put that thing on your dash, somebody break your windows out to steal it.
So I went back. I said, no, I appreciate it, but no, thank you. The whole bit. And well, you can use the camera for other things. And no, I don't want to get tied down to that kind of stuff. So when they sent me out for the air fryer, I said, yeah, I'll use that. You know what I mean? Same thing with the salt and pepper shaker thing. Okay, same thing. I mean, even with the Grizzly, the infrared broiler works great. But you think I'm going to pull that thing out when it's 115 degrees outside?
Ain't no joke.
Yeah. So certain things that come my way with it like that, not just to do it, but I mean, Andrew just got back from Germany.
Grill sergeant?
Yeah. For some kind of thing over there about, he was talking about, he did a live on it and I was watching it. Something about some kind of grill out there that was like 30 grand. It was some kind of German grill. Almost like a Santa Maria, I would imagine. But it was 30 grand for this grill. Okay, so he's getting well known, let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's getting his name out there. Like I say, he's doing a lot of work. He's chasing sponsors, and he's really rubbing elbows with the right people.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And CJ too. CJ was on some kind of cooking show. You know who he is, right? CJ, right? Cooking with CJ.
Yeah.
Okay. He just got done doing something like that on a cooking show.
The one out in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another nice guy,
Yeah, he's always wanted to do this full time.
Yeah. I mean, and that's there again, Grumpus. I mean, that's what this is boiling down to. It's again another young man's game.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted me to fly somewhere, to go, get the hell out of there. How am I gonna do that? You know what I mean?
Well, I just don't think I'm at the point to where I could. I don't think it would be fair for somebody to sponsor me on some stuff at this point because I'm doing this off the cuff. I'm trying not to make it a job.
Yeah.
And I'm losing. I know I'm missing some opportunities, and I could grow bigger and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm having fun right now. I don't know if it'd be so fun if I was putting in the time you're putting in.
When it turned around,
I don't want to work that hard.
When they did that, or I'd be drinking or gambling. One of the two.
Yeah.
But when I did that gig with Monument Grills, they could not believe. They said the one we're cooking on right now, you can take. We'll clean it up, make sure it's spotless.
Yes. Yeah.
This big 605 Denali, I don't want that. And the guy looked at me. What are you talking about? I said, I want that little 22-inch one. They could not get over that. He says, this is $600 and some plus what we paid you.
Yeah.
What do you want this $200? That's what I want.
Because that's what you'll use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they just can't see that. Now, I've had Omaha Steaks send me invitations to have them send me out some of their steaks. I don't like their steaks, and I can't be a phony about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, this is great. I'm sorry.
I've had people offer stuff to me, and I would tell them, I said, well, that's not something I would use.
Right.
Well, but these aren't like everybody else's. And I said, well, I don't use everybody else's because that's not something I would use.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to send it to me if I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, like a good example is the little silicone and copper mats you put on your grill.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps your shrimp from falling through the grates and stuff like that.
Sure.
Well, if I'm afraid to fall through the grates, I'll put a skewer on them because I want that flame to lick them a little bit. If I'm going to I might as well put them in a cookie sheet and stick them in the oven at home in the house if I'm going to use that little mat. I said, so don't send me that kind of stuff because I won't use it.
Right.
And it's kind of like you were saying, they act like, I guess there's a bunch of greedy people out there because they don't know how to handle rejection.
I, that LaBouffe company sent me out that 12-inch stainless steel pan. I'll tell you what, I'm a pretty good sized guy. Lifting that goddamn thing up, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
lifting that thing up, it's heavier than hell. Marie says, holy crap, I need to put this in the bathtub to clean it. You know, that's how heavy it is. But that was one and done. Okay, it goes for 300 and some dollars, the pan. Okay, and I use it just about every time I cook. But that's why I wanted it.
I
And then
got
it's,
I got badgered by the shaving club for men for about 3 months. They would not leave, and I kept saying, "Look at me! I don't need a razor. Maybe I do need a razor, but I'm not using one."
that's crazy. That's completely crazy.
So a lot of off the wall stuff.
Yeah, I have like you were saying before. You were putting together your Amazon
Yeah,
stuff and everything like that. I got to do that because there is a lot of things. Matter of fact, they keep asking me to do it. You know
yeah,
what I mean? The that Jingus, the salt and pepper.
yeah.
I put my Tommy spice in that, and it works great. I haven't checked to see who else, if anybody else bought it or whatever, and that would be like a 6-month deal anyway before I would get anything to make sure that nobody sends it back or anything, that way. So, but the one company sent me out a non-stick stainless steel, ceramic.
Right.
Marie uses that every day. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. But getting into the Amazon stuff, about the basic stuff that I get from there that I use, you know,
Well, I mean,
they,
there's a lot of stuff that I've bought that I really like
yeah,
that I don't hawk it on my channel, but it and I'm sure you know too. You know, people leave comment. Oh, where's that knife? What knife are you using? I never even mentioned the knife.
right,
Or
right,
they'll see something in the background, something you didn't even know was in the shot, and they'll ask about it. So a lot of that stuff. If I just instead of having a big long list of things I use, I would like to just have a link to the Amazon store,
bingo.
and these are the things I use because they're Amazon links anyway. It's
Right.
just you can only have so many characters in your description, and I'm running out of room.
I get this one guy who will not leave me alone about a knife. He says he makes the knives.
Uh huh.
I said, if you're making knives, okay, I make reusable skin because you and everybody else out there are hawking these knives. I don't need knives.
Yeah.
I tried blocking them. He came in another way, you know, the whole bit. So I just let them talk. Now that's kind of stuff I don't need. Even when I was actively cooking, I had knives, but I had them at home because you have them in the restaurant. Even though it was my own restaurant and stuff, and the other places I worked, I wouldn't bring them there because people would take them
Yeah.
or use them. Trying to open a can with one or something like that.
Yeah.
So I had a knife service that would come in, and once a week they would swap the knives out. Take a set of knives out, sharpen them, and leave me another set. And we'd always have them there. If
Yeah.
there was a problem, just pick up the phone, call the guy. But that's what we did. But I mean, I see these guys, on YouTube and stuff like that, and they're, with the new sharp knives and going to cut this. And come on, guys.
I mean, I like knives. I've got more knives than I'll ever use.
Right.
The last few times I bought them, Vicky has said, "What are you going to do with that? You don't another knife?" But I like knives.
Yep.
I just like a good knife. And I've only had 2 people contact me about knives, and it's those cheap stamped plastic handled stuff, and I just told them, I won't use them.
Right.
I've got good forged knives that I got more knives now than I can use, and I will not use a cheap little knife. I'll end up giving it away to somebody
Right.
who wants something that they can run through a grinder and keep an edge on it.
My dad had his old files. He had
Yep.
three old files. I mean, big ones. And he had this guy. My dad worked for the prison system as a carpenter. Okay, and he had them files sent over to the machine shop, and they stropped these things down into knives. I'm telling you, Grumpus, they were the sharpest things. That's the reason
That's
why.
good steel.
Yes, it is. That's the reason why I didn't. I didn't want to bring them knives in because I had one of them knives in the restaurant and it disappeared.
Oh no, I would hate that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, I've got a couple that I bought. Well, it's been a few years ago. I forget. They're called Forge Brute. They're the handles. It's all one piece, and then the handle is probably the same width as the knife, but then they roll it over.
Okay.
So it's rolled over in your hand, keeps it from spinning. It's kind of an oblong shape, so it doesn't spin. Those things are razor sharp, and they're almost too nice. I won't use them.
I,
Yeah, it's one of them things you say for a special occasion. Special occasion never comes.
I got one that I keep in. It's almost like a hunting knife, basically, but this thing is razor sharp. And then I got a boy, if I can remember the old hickory knife. It's a
Oh, okay.
okay. I had two of them, and I don't know where one wound up, but this one I got right here, that you could shave with that big
Yeah,
bastard.
those things hold an edge pretty good. I know somebody has one of
Yeah.
those.
And
In fact, I almost bought one here a while back, and I talked myself out of it.
great knife. I wish I had the one I lost. I don't know what I did with it, but I bought a set. One was a cleaver. I had my grandfather's cleaver. My grandfather was a butcher.
Uh huh.
I have his cleaver. Man, I can't remember the name of it. In fact, I don't want to fool with it too much. I just sort of put a file on the edge, all right? But
Yeah.
this thing it's worn like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And I have two knives from Japanese knives. Now they look cheap, okay? But these things, all I do with these things is I have a stone. Okay, and I put the stone up, and I can look and just turn the stone in a little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
and just run it down once on one side, once on the other side. Perfect. One I use as a rocker, and the other one is I can't remember the name of it, and it's like a cleaver type of thing. But
Okay.
that's what I do all my slicing with.
Oh, I've seen you use that knife.
Yeah, with that stuff.
That's what do they call it? A Japanese cook or chef's knife.
Yeah, yeah. And I got so used to using them that I don't use a butcher's knife anymore, or chef's knife. I don't use that anymore. And a lot of them I gave to my grandson. 'Cause he showed a little bit of interest in cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So here, keep
A
these in
good
the
set of
center.
knives makes it so pleasurable in the kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, just to even I was looking back on some of the videos that I put up today for that one thing, just the ease, cutting right through, open them up, one shot. It's pretty cool.
It's just something about a nice sharp knife and a good piece of meat, and just dragging it through that flesh.
That's why I can't stop doing it.
It's very very therapeutic to me.
I mean, me cooking and everything like that, it's like a crack addict for crying out loud. You know?
Vicky asked me the other day. I made coleslaw. Well, we make coleslaw to take to Beaumont, and she pulls out a grater. She said, "Why don't you just use a grater?" And I said, "Because I want to use the knife.
That's what it's
I've
all
got
there
I've
for.
got a food processor with all the attachments. I want to use the knife."
Now you seen how I am not afraid of a knife. Okay,
Right.
how many? I mean, this finger's getting worn down. I seen that looking through some of my stuff, and I seen that video. Me taking the finger off, but I mean, I cut myself constantly. Right here, see this hand?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm polite. Okay, I cut that joker right in the center
Oh,
here, and I can't bend it.
I cut the crap out of one of my fingers here a couple of weeks ago. It's been about 3 weeks now. But that was just me not thinking. You know,
Yeah.
I knocked the knife off the cutting board, and I jumped back so it wouldn't hit me in the foot. And for some reason, I thought I could catch it. So I reached down there to catch that dude, and it caught me right here at the side of my finger, and just sliced the crap out of it. Of course, here I am on blood thinners. I bled like I'd been cut open with a fillet knife.
Yeah. I got a couple of my dad's like paring knives and stuff like that. The one handle's all broken on it.
Uh-huh.
I refuse to get rid of that kind of stuff. But like I said, for me, I think the cooking part of it is I enjoy the most. The problem that I'm having is I don't want any more equipment. Okay, what I have is working good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't need any more gadgets.
Yeah. So if I can just get myself away from worrying about that too much, that looks too washed. This looks this, you know.
Yeah.
I told my wife, I says, you know what, it is what it is. So I turned a couple lights off and still experimenting in the kitchen. I says, but you know, it is what it is. So
Well, I mean, I find anymore, you know, I get caught up into the, you know, the lighting and stuff when I'm shooting, but when I'm editing, I'm paying more attention to white balance and contrast and things like that to kind of punch it up a little bit.
yeah, I mean,
But the cooking part, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we know what we're doing to the
I,
point where I'm kind of bored with it.
yeah, I had one guy say to me, well, you know, looks like you cook the same stuff over and over again. I said, so let me ask you a question. I don't like to argue with nobody.
Yeah.
I said, but let me ask you a question. Do you eat the same thing every night or every week? Or do you do different stuff? Well, no, I guess you're right. You know, I said, when I was a kid, Wednesday was spaghetti night.
Yeah.
Okay. Monday was left over from Sunday until
Friday was
Tuesday.
fish.
Right? Friday was fish, but Thursday was freaking liver. Yeah, and you get. I don't pay attention to people no more about it. You know,
I don't pay any attention to them, to be honest with you.
like my thing is more or less like I'm intrigued about watching other people do stuff. I mean, you know, I made I made a barbecue sauce, and I shouldn't have said barbecue sauce. Okay, it's just not sweet at all.
Yeah.
And I had a pretty good kickback on it as far as, well, I tried making that. Holy crap! I burned the shit out of my. It's a mop sauce.
Yeah, that's a mistake that can be easily made off.
4 weeks ago, sorry. Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yep. I don't know.
But
Well,
yeah, I've had family members say, "When you gonna do another brisket video?" I said, well, how many brisket videos do you need?
yeah.
If you haven't watched them yet, maybe go back and watch them. I won't have to make another one.
I mean, plus the price of stuff.
Well,
You know, for me,
that's what I tell them. I said, look, you know, price of briskets right now, I'm not paying it.
yeah, there again, $98 for I think it was a 21 pound. I think 20 pounds, and it was loaded with fat. It was just I said I just can't see myself doing that. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, right now, the only way I would justify buying a brisket is if I was going to grind it up because hamburgers are so
Yeah.
expensive.
So what I'm looking to do is I used to get tri-tips out here. You get 5 tri-tips in a Cryovac. Now they just went through the roof. I used to get that for $70. Okay, 5 in a pack.
Well, them Cali folks made them popular. Now everybody wants them.
Yeah. Now you can't touch it. But what I wanted to do is trim it down. Okay. By the way, they make good corned beef and pastrami. Really good.
Okay.
But what I want to do is I want to trim the fat off and then I want to slice them horizontally. Okay, and make them almost like a fajita. Pound them out, you know, or pepper steak and stuff like that. It's really good for that. So I'm trying to avoid the oven. Really am.
Last time we turned the oven on.
Yeah. And even like
Summertime, that's almost like a burn ban around here. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I run AC all day long, keep the house cool when we're not here, and then come home and turn on the oven and sweat when we're home.
I mean, I got the electric smoker out on the balcony. It's even too hot for that. You know.
You
I
probably
mean,
put some food out there and not even turn it on.
told Marie a bunch of mirrors. Put a bunch of mirrors up. Holy crap!
That
I
ain't
said,
no lie, Obs. Last time I took a full pack of brisket over to my sister's house, I almost didn't get any.
I don't know. Too much. Too funny.
But I need to do something. I was telling Vicky about Andrew, and she said, "Well, isn't that what you're wanting to do?" I says, "Yes," and I've already done it, and I should have done a video. I said, now he's doing the video
Yeah.
because I just built one of those things, before I had my little episode,
Right.
and and that's what I'm doing, setting it up so I'll have a studio. But I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Just, I mean, I, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he does these, like what not to do, but it's more or less a
Yeah,
joke. You know what I mean? More or less, he does stuff on TikTok. He has a couple. I can't remember his name. He bought one of them tents. You know, cheap. You can see it was a cheap thing,
yeah, yeah.
just to show you what would happen. Well, he had a flare up, and this thing gone. And he was talking. This thing burnt right around him. I can't remember the name of the damn thing. I laughed so hard.
That would have been great.
I laughed so hard.
That'd been worth $100 just set up, burn it for the video.
The kitchen we built in our place in Garvey's Pub. This was modeled after a satellite in the Waldorf Astoria in New York. Okay,
Okay,
so it was a satellite. In other words, they had 3 or 4 satellites and then the main kitchen. So
okay,
one small one would usually do two of the restaurants. Okay, another one was a prep kitchen and go back into the back one. So all we had was garland equipment. So the guy comes down to demonstrate for us. And he says, I'm going to show you how everything is used, what to do, what not to do. So we had in the hood, okay, the exhaust fans. This thing was like a whirlwind. So we had what they called an air curtain,
okay.
where I would stand either in it or beyond it, up close to the stove, and everything would go up. And you'd step back and you get that cool air coming down. So it kept the smoke from going out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm talking to the guy who designed it and everything like that. And I said, Mike, the extinguishers, they look a little bit too close. Be honest with you. I said, I'm afraid one of the guys is going to hit it, and knock it off like that. Now, that's the new standard. That's the way they are. He said, let me show you. He fires up the pan, put oil in it, okay? And he goes and puts, because I used to do a lot of cooking with cognac. Takes the bottle of cognac down, and it goes. Up this thing goes. Everything gets turned on. That's on them now,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
They had to come and clean all the foam, all, all the retardant. I mean, for
I bet
everything.
that was a mess.
So I says, so you think they're working good now? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a little shorter. Have a bitch, he said. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but that one video was funny as hell because of the way the guy put it,
That
and
would
he did it purposely to do that, but he didn't think it was going to take off the way it did. I mean, this thing went off like a fuse, gone. Unreal, unbelievable.
Well, I'm gonna have to get my tail in gear and get out there and get that stuff done because I mean I got stuff to put a video together on the new stacks that I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I got plenty of photos and stuff that I could show me putting my cover together. It's just I fall into the trap that I mean, there's a little bit of we we want to be in front of the camera, so but at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself anything I got going on is important enough anybody would want to watch.
Yeah. See,
And you're handy. You're like me.
mhm.
We need something done. We just do it. But I forget a lot of people don't have those abilities.
Right.
They don't. They don't. I mean, they got a straight blade hammer and a Phillips hammer, and the stuff that comes natural to me and you that might be interesting to somebody else. I don't even think that who'd want to watch that, you know. And I don't do the videos. Then later I'm thinking I should have done video on that. Somebody else just did a video on that. I should have done that 3 months ago.
So my thing is, and getting older, living on fixed income and stuff like that, sometimes you just don't have the money
Exactly.
to spend on a lighting system.
Well, people don't realize how much it takes to put a video out.
So what I did was I bought these lights that would go into a track lighting.
Uh huh.
Okay, well, they're black. But I think they're 3 inch around like that. And I bought three of them and two sconces that you can move. I got them on the end. They're all the same color,
Yeah.
whole bit. So now, how am I going to put them up there? Well, I'll buy the tripod with the bar on it and everything like that. Well, $200 and some dollars. I'm not going to spend 200 and some
Ouch. No.
dollars. So I went and I had a whole bunch of 3/4 inch PVC pipe. My wife says to me, "You don't do this stuff wrong. What are you doing with that pipe?" Shh, be quiet. I got plans. I said I'm going to make a retirees monkey bar set. And then I had coffee cans that I filled
Uh
with
huh.
stone from outside. Okay,
Uh huh.
and I bought things for a cane, the bottom of a cane. Okay,
The little rubber tips. Yeah.
screwed that on the bottom, put the 3/4 inch PVC pipe, put the stone around them, painted them black, and I had them sticking up. So I did that for a long time with it. And then I had some 2x4s, I had some 1x, and I built a rack with all the PVC pipe around it,
Yeah.
and that's where I hung the lights from.
Yeah.
So now I got other lights, I got grow lights hanging there, and that's where I got my, what do you call it, my basil and all that stuff growing right in front of me. So I can move them around. But the damn light overhead in the kitchen, I I can't use it with it on. I had put a filter on it, and I can't use it with shut off because the other lights are not bright enough and my camera's not picking things up. That's my dilemma. Cooking is not the problem, but trying to get the right shots are.
Outside on my cover and my deck outside, I use these clamp on reflector lights. I get them at Lowe's. The big ones I think are $13, and the medium sized ones are 8. And I just clip them on something and shine them where I need them to shine, and they disperse good. They do good. I've used them in my kitchen before too. I just open up a cabinet door, clamp it onto the edge of the door, and then move the door where I need it.
I I also took my
They're
butcher.
easy to set up, easy to take down. The main
That's
thing.
that's the key. So now I got for the camera. I got an arm like this. Okay. In fact, I got 1, 2, 3 arms like that out in the kitchen. But the last, I'm going back and forth. Where am I going to mount this thing to? Mount it up underneath here. I said, you know what? Give me the drill. Right in the butcher block cutting board. I drilled a hole, and that joke fits perfect right in there, in over the stove. But it's hard for doing the cooking that I do to get the right shots.
Yeah.
Move the camera, stop, move the camera. Now I'm going to burn something.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a project.
People don't realize it. Even on a pork butt or ribs, something like that, a, a
Yeah.
20-minute video, it takes all day, sometimes 2 days.
I mean, and now today, I set up the smaller camera to get different shots. Wouldn't upload. It just I missed something, or I'm not. It went to somewhere I couldn't find it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll find it
Yeah.
tomorrow. All right, and that's the frustrating thing. So to make, I think it's 20 minutes for this video for the show. All right, it took me just before I come on with you, and it's still not finished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't care about that. I'm not bitching, complaining about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right. I'm not complaining. It's just people don't realize sometimes they
yeah,
wonder, well, why
yeah,
don't you put out a couple of videos a week? Well, what I just told you is just the shooting part. It takes all day just to get the shots. Takes
yeah.
me another week to edit, rinse and repeat. That's 2 times a month.
I had one guy say to me, and they were right. They said sometimes your camera goes out of focus and stuff like that.
Yeah, they all do that.
Wrote him back. I said, here's the problem. You're lucky I'm using that camera to get a better shot because
Yeah.
I ain't messing with any kind of focus. So it is what it is. And the guy laughed back, coming back. He's, I know, I try to do videos. I don't know how you guys do it, blah, 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 blah.
Well,
But,
in a situation like that, you learn the camera itself,
right,
and sometimes you just learn. Okay, well, I got to make sure I don't get my shoulder in that shot because
right.
it knocks it out of whack. But until you do a few of them, you don't know.
So now what I'm doing is I'm taking, take the video, I'll edit it, and then I'll take it and I'll run it through Riverside. I don't put no music to it or anything like that. I run it through Riverside and it enhances the mic.
Okay, okay,
And then I'll take it out of there and I'll go back to my editor, and I'll add music and stuff like that to it. But if I have one time I tried to take an older video and redo it and edit the voice on it,
yeah.
wiped out the music. So I said, now I got to go back and do it. But it's a job, and I'm not complaining. I sort of I like it, but I feel like sometimes I could be doing other cooks, other this and that, you know,
Yeah,
maybe with a different setup. But then again, I'm not going to spend the money for another camera and all that stuff to be a one-man band with it. So
just keep it fun.
yeah, so I'm just going to roll with it, what I'm doing and stuff. And then again, I want to do some collaborations.
I like the editing part. People think I'm nuts, but to me that's the creative part.
Yeah, I like that too.
There's a certain part of artistic outlet with cooking and doing your own things with the cooking and the plating and stuff like that. That's an artistic
Yeah,
outlet. And the editing is just another layer on top of that you can make that any way you want it to turn out to be. And that's the part I like. And I like learning the software.
that's
It's
see
aggravating in the beginning, but
that's
I take it as a personal challenge. I'm not going to let this piece of software, I'm not going to let this code beat me.
right.
And that's the way I approach it. It's
Yeah,
it's a new Rubik's cube, and I'm going to break it.
and that seems to be the key because I mean I know you use DaVinci.
Yep.
And what I use is the shop cut, and this is like, I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles and they say it's a stepping stone to Da Vinci to get all
Yeah.
that other stuff into it. What I like is with the Riverside that I have, especially with the editing, where I can enhance different things. I can take out the pauses. If that stuff,
Yeah.
they take it right out,
Okay.
and then they enhance the flow, and they also enhance the visual on it. Now, is that letting somebody do my editing for me? No, because I got to add in the pauses. I got to add in the fade ins, the fade outs.
Another tool.
And so I'm just using it basically for the visual, for the
Yeah.
video itself, and for the audio. I believe
Whatever
audio
works,
is the
man.
thing. I believe audio is the thing.
Well, people will put up with a not so good video,
Audio.
but they'll change channels with bad audio in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I
But I'm
think
enjoying it.
audio is key. But I had DaVinci on my computer for a couple of years and just kind of looked at it and fooled with it and all that kind of stuff. But I I went ahead and paid for it, and I figured if I got money invested, now I've got a reason to use it.
Yeah,
I can't I can't let my brain know I paid money and I'm not using what I paid for.
it's
So that's what did it for me. That's what forced me into it to learn it.
yeah. I mean, this shop cut is open sourced, so they
Yes.
keep adding more stuff and more stuff to it, and it's a good tool for me because now I'm getting used to it.
And you don't have a company behind it
Right.
that you're waiting on a company to respond to enough complaints that there's an issue they need to open source. You don't know how many people's jumping in taking care of that stuff
Yeah. Yep.
because you got people that can code and you got egos involved too. They want to be the one. Yeah, I fixed that.
Yeah. So the lighting issue, like I said, I showed you. I got
Yeah.
the different, I guess the different colored shields and stuff for it. So I just got to figure out. I just need a small spot for it because I get the shine on my forehead. You know, Marie says, "Wear a hat." I ain't wearing a hat. In a
Marie ain't
damn
got a
kitchen.
little powder to give you a touch up before you go live.
Oh yeah, that's all I need. Yeah, they call me late in the loafers or something. Too funny. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
know.
your lighting looks good tonight.
I pushed them all out of the way.
Well, I mean, you don't have any harsh shadows.
It's this camera. It's that Brio. It opens it up pretty good. Oh, we got a partner here.
Oh, look here, man. He just made it. I was fixing to pull the plug.
Yep.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. I'm gonna put you up in the corner so you don't have text over you.
Alex, what's up, brother?
No, just hanging in there.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
You been hanging around for a while?
No, I just got home.
Oh, okay. Start to say I hadn't seen you in here.
No, I just got home because my uncle was camping out south of town and picked the wrong weekend to go.
Yeah.
109 degrees, humidity 90%, dew point 85. It
Well,
was miserable.
I'll bet it was. That sound like a swamp.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, but I tell you what. I mean, we were yesterday. Me and Marie laughed so hard because I said to Alexa, "What's the temperature outside?" And she went, "At the present time in Henderson, Nevada, it is now 115 degrees." I said, "She's drunk." That's nuts.
Can
115.
you all handle this for just a second?
Yep. Sure
Yes.
can. So, how you doing, kid? All right?
Yeah.
Still,
I spent a week and a half in the hospital right before the 4th, but they figured it out.
okay.
My lining of my stomach is deteriorating from the meds they have me on, of course. And so they had to give me more meds to fix that.
Chasing your tail now, right?
Yep.
So I went. Let's see. Back in February, I went and I started scratching like a hound dog.
Hmm.
So the doctor said, "Well, we increased your blood pressure medication." And I said, "Yeah, my legs are swelling up. I don't understand what's going on with that." Well, it's because of the medication. So cut that back. So I've been on metformin for probably 16 years.
Hmm.
And I've been always itchy. I mean, just what the hell's going on? Well, after I seen the doctor, I come back, all these patches, my elbows, my legs and stuff. Well, metformin actually depletes your B12.
Yes, it does.
And there I was, okay, psoriasis. So got back on the wagon again, and I stopped taking metformin. And everything's working out pretty good right now, so. But what a mess. Half the people I'm thinking about it. Half the people that have problems from medications.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What else is cooking? Anything?
No, nothing else.
Family okay and everything?
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, they're up in they're at my wife's parents right now because they own a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife works for the school system during the school year, but in the summertime she has no work. So she
Okay.
goes and works for her dad.
Nice. What kind of restaurant?
Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Nothing out of a box, everything's homemade.
Nice. Nice. That's where it's supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. I just started doing something today. I didn't put it together yet, but on YouTube, it's called a show. The show. So it's going to be like a continuous weekly type of thing, but it's geared to be shown on big screen TV. So I've been working on that for the past couple of days and sort of whipped my ass a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to get used to different things, and so putting some older videos together on it and everything. So I don't know. Sounds like
See,
we
I
got
ran that restaurant for, what was it, 5 years after he had his stroke.
really
Yep.
very nice. What kind of food like?
Uh, we always had a special during every day. There'd be roast beef, pork, chicken, you name it. And then of course you have your burgers and your chicken strips and all that stuff.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good.
And we bread all our own chicken strips. We had chicken tenders in and we bread them ourselves and fry them.
Nice. Well, anyway,
Well, I wonder if Charlotte got the baby to sleep yet.
well, if not, I would hit him with a sleeping pill.
Yeah, load him up with some Benadryl or something.
Yeah. Say night night.
So, Alex, how's your dialysis going?
It's going really good. I'm down to like 2 hours a day, 3 days a week.
Okay.
Nice.
So, are you still doing the what was it, hydrogen water?
Yes. I do 3 of them a day.
Okay. What is it? What does that mean? Like 12 ounces 3 times a day, or 16 ounces a day, or what does that
16
mean?
ounces because my water bottles are 16 and it
Okay.
fills the glass perfect.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've got a nephew that I told him need to look into something. Look into that. Because last I heard, he was going 3 days a week, and it was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah. He can
And I guess
also get the pills that he puts in a bottle of water if he doesn't want to buy that.
okay.
They work just the same, I guess.
But from what I understand, it takes so much out of him. His off days are not really his own. It's just
No.
tears the week up.
Even though I'm only on it 2 hours, it still kicks my butt.
But it's not getting any worse. That's a good thing.
No, it's getting better, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Let's see. We've been at this 2.5 hours. Didn't seem like that long.
It doesn't when you're having fun.
No, I mean, me and Tom just been shooting the shit back and forth. Hadn't really had a topic. Of course, we never do.
No. But we don't need one, though.
No, we got enough. Everybody's got enough varied interest.
Right?
We can jump from one thing to the next. One of these days, we're going to have to talk cooking.
Yeah, right.
But
I got a new pellet smoker.
You did?
Yep.
What'd you get?
About a Z grill.
Oh, nice. Those are nice. From what I understand, I don't have one, but from what I've heard of them, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So, did you just recently get it? Or you got a few cooks under your belt.
I got two cooks out of it so far.
Yeah. So, have you ever cooked on a gas grill?
Yeah,
So, how do you like it compared to a gas grill?
I love it. I can't stand gas anymore.
Okay, because I use a gas grill through the week. I've got a pellet smoker in the box that I keep saying I'm going to pull it out and replace the gasser with it, but the gasser hasn't died yet, and I'm getting antsy to get this thing out of the box. So I may have to just pull it out and use them both. My brother uses his all the time. He says his is ready in 5-10 minutes. It's ready to cook on,
Yeah.
and that's about what it takes with the gas. Go out there
Yep.
and turn it on, let it warm up, and all that. So it's a
And you get way
time
better
it's a
flavored
time
food.
thing. Time thing for me. After I work all day, I don't want to come home and wait on charcoal.
Yeah.
Certainly not going to fire up the smoker. But
That's why I got it, because I don't want to fire up my big smoker all the time.
yeah. So what'd you end up cooking on it?
I did a ribs for my son's birthday, and then I did a pork butt.
Sweet. And it ran like a champ.
Ran like a champ,
Okay.
and it had really good flavor too, so that was good.
Yeah. What kind of pellets did you use?
I used Mystique.
Yeah. So I like mesquite. A lot of people don't like to fool with mesquite. But mesquite, you just have to respect it and be careful with it.
Yes, I gotta have my aunt send me some more post oak pellets from Texas. You guys get them down there, but we don't get them up here.
Do you have a an Academy Sports and
No,
Outdoors up there?
nope,
Bass Pro Shop, anything like that?
nope.
Oh, okay.
The closest Bass Pro Shop to me is 349 miles.
That's a long way to drive for pellets.
Yes, it is. But my great aunt lives in San Antonio, and she
Okay.
sent them up to me before.
Tom Alex just got a Z Grill pellet
Ooh.
smoker.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice,
that's
nice.
everything I've heard about the Z Grill has been pretty positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, all their reviews were good too.
I've never cooked on a pellet grill.
I haven't either.
Never ever. I've been watching CJ. He cracks me up. He's got that Santa Maria he had built. I tell you what a monster this thing is. Unbelievable.
Did he get a Lone Star Grill?
I'm not sure if it's Lone Star or not. I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure what it is. I've
Yeah, I
watched
know
his
he's got
video.
one. I kept trying to get him to make me a Santa Maria that would fit on top of a small one that would fit on top of my firebox. And he just doesn't. He doesn't seem to think there's enough interest in something like that.
Yeah,
And I
but
told
I mean,
him, I said, anybody that's got one of your fireboxes with the lid that opens would be interested.
now
I said,
Andrew,
I'll be at the first of the list. I'll take prototype number one.
and that's why I'm used to cooking on that. Open flame that way, because in the restaurant we had basically it wasn't really a Santa Maria, but I mean it
Yeah.
would operate a little bit different.
Yeah, they're just fun to cook on.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I built one in North Carolina. Marie thought I was nuts. Because when we moved into the house, they had left bed frames there, and she was going to put them out by the garden. No, 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 no. Give me them.
Perfect metal.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I made it was because I had there again. Me and you were like Grumpus. Moved from New Jersey down there from the restaurant. I had these cast iron grates from the grill.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it fit perfect on it was a half of a. I had it cut in half by a mechanic shop that I knew. It was
Yeah.
a stainless steel drum, 55-gallon drum. Had that cut in half, and then he made out of the smaller angle iron to
Uh-huh.
stand and to hold the drum in there. And then I
Okay.
took it. Then I took it from there. So
told, I told Vicky, I said, I'm half tempted just to build one. Because,
yeah,
my channel is mostly about the Lone Star Grill. I told Vicky, I think I ought to just build one and just use it in a couple of videos. Let Lone Star handle the phone calls.
there you go. There you go. Just stop and think about that, though, Grumpus. I believe in Lowe's, even in Home Depot, you can buy. I think it's 1 inch angle iron.
You
Yeah,
can?
you can.
Yeah.
Okay, make get a couple grates from an old.
I've probably got a few pieces of that laying around here somewhere.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
I get some rebar and clean up some rebar, make my grates with it.
Wow.
I guess maybe I just need to do it to sell them myself.
Okay. Yeah, see, because you got the prototype right in front of you. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
get
it wouldn't be hard to make, just sit down on there,
on top
because
of the
the lid opens up, and it opens far enough back it's completely out of the way.
Plus, you got the firebox that you can build right on top of that, but then put more coals from the firebox up on top.
Well, the firebox has got adjustable grates under it, so I can run the grates right up there under it.
See that's the kind of stuff that I like right there.
That'd probably make a pretty good video too. Would
I think so? Yeah, because that would
building
be
one of
something.
those.
I don't know. I don't know what company it was that sent Andrew out Santa Maria like that. That was a
Well,
nice one.
somebody's making one. What is the name of that? It fits a Weber kettle.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
I forget. Shoot. Anyway, it's basically the same thing. Only it'd have a square bottom instead of a round one.
CJ says to me on one of the videos, "Well, I guess it's time for me to go and dust off that air fryer." Because I did the air fryer video.
The Ninja.
I don't know what it is, but this one I got was no name on it. It's from Buy Global.
All right. We're talking about the same CJ. There's CJ out in California.
No, in Texas.
Okay, that's CJ. Okay.
So he says to me, "Well, I guess it's time to dust off the old air fryer." I said, "You nuts with that Santa Maria you got? I'd have that sucker inside the house somehow." He cracked up laughing. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I used to like doing. I built a nice. I had one of them old what do you call wood burning stove, but it had the plates on top for like a stove.
Okay.
You can cook on top of it. But I had an old griddle from the restaurant, from the old we had.
Uh-huh.
I kept that thing with me,
Okay.
and I would put that on top of it. But I also put legs on either side, and I built the grease trap and went out the side of my deck into
Okay.
a bucket.
Okay.
I had a bucket out there, and I would fire that wood burner up. And wintertime, hell yeah, I'd make coffee on there, cook breakfast, lunch. That thing worked all day long. That's the stuff that intrigues me to do.
Yeah. The only negative I can see with doing what I was just talking about is I'd probably end up blistering the paint on the end of the smoker part. I'd probably have to put a foil or a shield or something up there to
Put some kind of
block some
diverter.
heat.
Yeah. Put a diverter up on there.
But that would make a good video. Man, I ought to do that. I think
That
I
thing-
got some old equipment at work that's got like some handles.
That thing's a beast you got.
Yeah, I need to go out and do a little wire brushwork on it and touch it up. Is what I need to do.
Yeah,
I've had that. I've had that 7 years now.
it's been that long?
Been that long. I looked it up the other day. I thought, man, has it been that long?
Wow.
And the paint is still good, except right out the firebox. And yeah, it's my fault. I built some pretty big fires in that dude.
Yeah.
But I could do a video with a putty knife, just scrape the bubbles off of it and wire it down. And I've got some of his paint, paint it up, and do a little maintenance on. That's not too bad after 7 years.
How much beef can you put on that thing?
I've never maxed it out, but my guess is I could do 12 briskets easy.
Boy,
Yeah,
I tell
well,
you,
I got the vertical on the side, 4 shelves. I could probably put a brisket. If the briskets weren't very big, I could probably put 2 of them on a shelf on a grate. But even if it was just 4, I could get 1, 2, 3, 4. I could get 5 on the upper shelf and probably 6 or 8 on the bottom.
that's
So
a
I
nice.
could I could do I'm sure I could do 12 to 15 full packers at a time if I needed to. Probably 20, 24 pork butts.
Now that has iron wheels on it, don't it?
They're the hard plastic, the what do you call it, neoprene.
Okay.
Now they're only 8 inch, so it doesn't roll that good. But I've only moved it once since I had it.
When I was in North Carolina, I had a 12-foot trailer. Actually, when I bought the property, it was there, and I took that thing, and this was all pipe,
Yeah,
the trailer. The wood on the bottom, and what I did was I had some in the barn. I had a couple pieces of diamond plate, and this was rusted to hell.
yeah.
Okay, and I put that down on the floor, and I was getting ready to build me a rolling cure.
There you go.
And not that I lost my gumption with it, but I mean, just wasn't top priority because I had
Yeah.
already had my other stuff. But yeah, I wish I had the motivation to do that something out here like that.
I would love to have mine on a trailer,
Yeah,
but I can't get it to the backyard. I mean, there's only 10 feet between our houses, and there's a fence between that. So
not the way you.
I got like a 42-inch gate I had to come through.
Alex, go watch that video of him putting that thing in the backyard.
I'd watch it.
It's
Oh,
well,
that's
I've got that was my first video. That was the day I brought it home,
that
and
was there.
it's so heavy that the deck boards were breaking as we rolled across it.
Yeah, but that
Now
thing.
the funny thing is though, the excitement. I waited several months for that thing to be made. I went up there a couple of times to check on stuff and to take things and just the excitement of being there.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we spent the whole day getting it to the backyard, and that's about 50 feet. Took most of the day, and then after everything was all said and done, we thought, we probably could have took some shelves, took some grates out of this thing. We could have unloaded 500 pounds.
Back in the day, I bought
All packed inside.
a Duquesne gas grill. This thing had the infrared. It was like one of the first ones to come out with an infrared, the backing for the
Mhm.
rotisserie.
Yeah.
It had the side burner. This thing was all stainless steel and brass. I paid $2,000 for it. I'm trying to remember the year. Anyway, I've had that thing a long time.
Yeah.
When I moved from New Jersey down to North Carolina, I had it in storage. So once I get into the house after dealing with the cancer bull crap and all that, I brought that joker out, and my neighbor down the street, he loved that thing. He would come over and look at it. He said, Tom, I got some stainless steel polish. You want to use it? Nope.
That's patina.
He was like obsessed with this thing.
Uh-huh.
And that was like my go-to. I had a tray that I made for it. And I would actually put, I never really used briquettes. I always used lump charcoal.
Yeah.
That's what I liked, or wood. But I had this tray that would fit in there, put it off to the side, and I would get my two pork shoulders and I put it on the other side, and that's how I would do it. Smoke it on the gas grill. Well, when we were moving, going to Florida, I called him. Bruce, come up here. I said, I want to talk to you about something. All right, Tom, you okay? Everything all right? Yep. That joker would come to my house at 6 o'clock in the morning to help me get into the car to go get treatment.
That's a true friend there.
He would actually pull me out in the wheelchair the whole bit and get me in, and go from there. So I called him. I said, Bruce, come on up here. So he come over. Hey, Tom, what's the matter? Everything all right? I said, yeah, come on in the back. Yeah, you all right? Everything all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I said, see that right there, that grill? Yeah, take it. What? I said, now you can get your stainless steel polish and knock yourself
Polish away.
silly. This guy, I mean, he hugged me, and and it was old. I mean, I had that thing a long time.
Yeah.
He never forgot that. And he's dead now, but I mean, even when we're down in Florida, man, we miss you. And he'd take a picture of him by the grill, doing something on there. But
That's great when you can find good homes for stuff like that.
yeah, and that made me really feel good. In fact, he took to Santa Maria also, because he would like to cook. I would have him come up here, and he was like hyper. Grumpus, he was the guy that pulled into the yard when I couldn't get my lawnmower started.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Wah, 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 wah. I had my truck there, jump it again, start it up, it wouldn't go. He pulls in behind me, and I took the jumper cables off, and I pulled the 45 from my side. I shot the lawnmower. His eyes got this big. You just shot the lawnmower. You just shot that lawnmower. You shot the lawnmower. I didn't
okay,
hit nothing.
they're in season.
Yeah, I didn't hit nothing, but I went through the deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, "You ain't hit nothing, not transmission, nothing." He was like out of his mind with it. Got done with it, boom, fired right up. But I mean, he was a great guy. I mean, just
It's good to have a friend like that.
yeah.
You know, this friend I got out in Beaumont, you know, always said, I said, you know, if I called him at 4 a.m. and say, hey, I'm downtown, come get me, he would come down, no questions asked.
Yeah.
He was just, and if you stop and think about it, how many friends do you have that would get up in the middle of the night and come bail your stupid butt out of jail?
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know.
And so I tell people all the time, I said, I only need 2 friends. One that'll get me out of jail and one that'll give me a ride to the airport.
I never forget when I was young. I was 17, 18 years old. And back then you could drink at 18. We're in this gin mill one night, and I got into it with this guy. I mean, we went at it. We hammered the hell out of each other, all right? Well, I get locked up. And I'm sitting in the county jail, and all of a sudden, who comes in but this guy I just had a fight with? Put us both in the same holding cell.
Him too. round 2, ding.
I said, you want to go? He went like this. I'm done. That was like the funniest thing ever happened. And you tell people that kind of stuff, and they're looking, yeah, you're out of your mind. One night in the bar before we opened as a restaurant, we had this guy come in. He was called Injun Joe from South River. It was like the next one town, 2 over. And this guy was certified nuts. All right. He comes into the bar one night, and the waitress comes over, and she says, "Injun," and this place was packed, jam packed with 2 bands playing. Injun Joe's in there, and he's got a dog with him. That's before dogs, pet friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go in the back. Not only does he have a dog, but it's a Saint Bernard. And everybody's petting the dog. Everything was real nice. So I had to escalate this thing. So I said, Joe, you and the dog got to get out. And I'm walking towards him. Well, he decided he had enough of me, Injun Joe, and he sort of pushing tables over, coming at me. This guy would get, he wasn't big, but he was wiry. I mean, he was strong as an ox. But he decided to hit me with a bottle, a beer bottle, right on top of the head. So, you know, you see in the movies, you shake it off and then go,
Yeah.
go about fighting. No, rock my world. Drop me down. And my brother, he made me laugh so hard. We were in the back, and maybe you need stitches. So they were taking vodka, and they were pouring vodka to clear. Give me that.
Yeah. Don't waste it.
Are you nuts? He said he knocked your ass out. He said, but the funny thing was the dog come over and licked you. Oh, well, give me that vodka. Boom, bang, bang. I bled for 2 days. I mean, just wouldn't close up, man, to go get stitches and stuff like that. We had some crazy times back in there. Unbelievable.
And the
I
dog come to lick you.
He's a big old Saint Bernard. Give you a wet one right on the side of your face. I said, at least he didn't piss on me. I mean,
After that, did he leave?
oh yeah, I mean, a couple of the bouncers and stuff like that. See, there again, you know, you should let people do their job
Yeah.
and not get involved in it. So, yeah, we had some wild times. We had a shooting.
My goodness.
No, not the guy shot himself. Actually, not killed himself, but he went to take the gun out and shot himself in the leg. Yeah, unbelievable. And the funny thing about it was, me and my brother that had the place, and all the bands that were coming in and out of it. But my other brother was chief of police of the town that bar was in. So, you know, we'd have some family issues and stuff like that. But me and Marie talk about things that happened to me going back. I took her into the city, and we used her car, and it parked in a parking garage, and we're up on 2nd Avenue in Midtown, okay? Nice Italian restaurant, great food, very small. So I would have a scotch. The owner would buy me a scotch. Okay, I'd buy a bottle of wine. He'd buy me a bottle of wine. That's how it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I got 2 bottles of wine in me, about 4 or 5 scotches. I mean, now we're going back to the parking garage to get the car. They don't have her car.
They don't.
What happened to the car? The guy says, well, we have your car, but we don't have the keys. The guy who worked the shift before must have kept them in his pocket. We were trying to get a hold of him, and this and that. So I could feel myself starting.
You could feel it coming.
Yeah, I could feel it
The
coming.
heat's arising.
So he's apologizing, this and that. It was Marie's car. So she said, I think you just better call the police. He said, for what? What's the problem? She said, because in about another 5 minutes, he's going to lose his shit. And it's going to be ugly. The guy gave me his car to take back home to Jersey. Okay. And the next day, they brought her car back. And this and that. I mean, it was just, I could feel it. Feel it coming. I had a great meal. It was really, really nice. The whole bit. She said, oh, don't go there with him. Don't go there with him. Unreal. Had a good time.
At least you lived to tell about it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. That's for
I know
sure.
there's some stories I got that I look back and I'm thinking, man, how stupid was I?
Yeah. And now, look back on it and say, wow, not only was it stupid, why did you get so upset about it?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a ride home, so what did you get so upset about? Marie could tell you some stories, if I tell you that. That's for sure.
Well, fellers, it's been 3 hours. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
I feel myself starting to fade.
Yeah, I've been fading for a little bit.
Yeah. I
Grumpus,
just want to jump up and say hi.
Well, I'm glad you did, Alex. It's always good talking to you.
Nice
Good
to
to see
see
you
you.
doing better.
Grumpus, I got the inclination.
Yeah.
I got the inclination. this week to get in a car, get a bunch of pork butts and come down.
Well, we got room.
No, and help you scrape that damn thing off and cook.
Well, we could probably set them out there and just close the lid and they cook themselves. I mean, it's sun, come July and August, that thing could get up to about 120 degrees thereabouts without a fire in it.
I told Maria, she said, can't you use the smoker? I said, yeah, I can. I said, it's 115 degrees. All I need is another 100 degrees. And we're good. Unbelievable.
Well, all right, what you got going on, Tom, this week? So
I got a bunch
do
of.
we even have anybody watching?
The three of us.
What's your schedule this week?
I'm going to be pretty busy with things. I mean, I got a couple videos and the podcast, and now I'm really a glutton for punishment. Now I got this show going. So
Does it have a name?
just Tom Glover, the Keto Cook.
Okay, so it's all going to be a part of the same. Okay,
But it's going to be the show. That's basically what it is. And then the Sunday dinner shift, I'm still cruising with that too. So
okay. Well, you're a busy man.
and
I wished I had that kind of gumption.
maybe this Friday I'll be live, but I'll let you know.
It's just one of them things. I said I'd help you out if you needed it. And I figure sometimes I don't check my emails often enough like I should, or we'll be running late Friday.
That's why I just got it today.
And I'm
Not that I just got it. I mean, I looked and I said, "Oh shit, Grumpus." Anyway,
he's still waiting. All right. We'll see you, Tom. We'll see you, Alex. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us. See you next week. It'll be Charlotte's. I believe it'll be Charlotte's evening.
Yep.
So that means 9:30, 10-ish, somewhere in there.
Yep.
So y'all have a great Sunday, great week.
And happy birthday again.
Thank you very much. And we out of here.